Sup, guys? Fat Archon here, bringing another very special episode. Today we're going over one of the most badass, yet tragic, legions in all of Warhammer 40k, the World Eaters. I really do, genuinely love the World Eaters a lot. One of the things I like about them is I consider them, they're like the complete package. Not only do they have, ultra modern, the newest kits. They're super detailed and just excellent all around. But they got the lore to back it up, in my opinion. They have some of the best lore in all of 40k, at least for Chaos. It's funny, man. This is one of those factions that would have been kind of easy to mess up. It'd be easy to say, oh yeah, all Berserkers, they're all like Berserkers. They're just mindless brutes. They don't even think about it. They just kill friend and foe alike. I will admit, okay, in the heat of battle, okay, sure, yeah, they're kind of mindless in the heat of battle, but, even, outside of battle, and even sometimes in battle, they have a really good, story behind them and, lore. It's funny, man, as you read about them, not only do you love them more as you read more about them, but, genuinely, they're kind of tragic. You almost feel bad for them, especially the Legion. The Legion itself got really screwed over. Angron was not nice to his boys. Angron's kind of a jerk to his own guys, but Angron himself got really screwed over. Friend, foe, the Chaos God screwed him, and then, biggest of all, his own father screwed over Angron, which is kind of cool, and, how he screws over the Legion as well. It's kind of goes full circle or whatever. Angron got abused from the day he was born, basically. Angron got screwed over, so then his faction gets screwed over, unfortunately. Like I say, you kind of feel bad for him. They're kind of a tragic story. So if you haven't already read about World Eaters and you're looking for a Chaos faction to learn more about, they're top tier. They're one of the best ones you'd read about. They're up there for my favorite legions. Personally, I like Iron Warriors, the best, probably. Maybe Corsairs, second, Red Corsairs. The whole pirate theme's pretty awesome. Come on there. But World Eaters, excellent. What's cool, too, they have so much lore. Since the beginning of Warhammer 40k, World Eaters have been a big deal. So there's a lot that you can learn about them, especially Kharn the Betrayer. Kharn is, one of the most fun characters to read about, so definitely take a look into him. Hey, what's up, guys? Gunther, glad you can make it again. Gaming Guardians, hey, man, I remember you. We were chatting the other night. Hey, Fired Oa, you again, man. Welcome to, man. Glad you can make it. Francis, you're here again, too. Sweet, man. We got all the regulars. Hell yeah, I'm glad you guys made it. Speaking of, the lore and all the regulars and all that sort of stuff, so as we go along, for sure, if you guys got anything to add at all, little, anecdotes, little stories, little lore bits, your opinions on the models, especially, be sure to toss them in there as we go. My favorite part of these streams is getting a chat with you guys and, bounce stuff off of each other. Who doesn't love to just sit around and talk 40k? Especially if we're talking Khorne here. Speaking of, so, huge disclaimer. Gotta do the disclaimer for every Chaos faction. We're talking about, Chaos, so their models are better. You can just assume wherever I put a model, compared to all the non-Chaos factions, they belong, a tier or two higher. Especially Khorne. Khorne's, one of the coolest chaos gods. Next to maybe Nurgle, he's probably my favorite. And again, man, it plays into the, you would think that they're so, basic. Oh, it's Khorne, he just cares about skulls and murder. No, not at all. Khorne is actually, pretty honorable, from what I've read, at least. Khorne sounds like a pretty cool dude. Yeah, I wish he was my uncle. I would totally, maybe not hang out with him. He might do some nasty stuff, but I'd rather get killed by, Khorne than Slaanesh. That's for sure. But for sure, at least, say hi in the chat. But as we go along, my favorite thing is talking to you guys, so be sure you're contributing. We can work together as we rate these models. Super quick, ultra quick channel update. So first of all, channel's still freaking exploding every day. Last I looked a minute ago, we're at 1,420 nice subscribers, which is amazing. I never thought I'd even get 100 subscribers. To almost be to 1,500 is nuts. If you guys enjoy what you're seeing, so for sure, give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching this, at least give it a thumbs up if you could. Helps the metrics, gets more people seeing it, so I would appreciate that a lot. If you're not already, do consider subscribing. That would mean a lot to me. Genuinely, I can't tell you how awesome it is to check my phone and see I got a new sub every 10 minutes or whatever. Feels really good, guys. Yeah, it feels good. So I'll try to give back to the community. I love you guys, all you guys. The biggest channel update though, so for me at least, I got a new patron. Coffee and Pistachios. He was actually here yesterday chatting with us. That dude, if you're seeing this, I hope you see it. I hope you're here. If you're here, like, say hi. But from the bottom of my heart, like, thank you so much, dude. I can't tell you how much it means, like, have people, like, actually, like, heavily support the channel or whatever. Like, everybody being here, don't get me wrong. Like, I love you all, period. You're all my, like, I love all my children equally. But the patrons, I, like, secretly love a little bit more. No. Speaking of, all that money's going into the channel. I'm not going to buy, like, Lambos or anything with that stuff. So, just real briefly, like, thank you so much. If anybody else wants to consider being a patron, the link's in the description. Like I said, it all goes back into the channel. Enough of that stuff, though. So, like I mentioned a moment ago, we're talking chaos here, and we're talking Khorne here. So, huge disclaimer. Like I said, everything belongs quite a bit higher. I will say, World Eater's got a couple kits I might consider a little goofy. We'll get to them in a bit, and maybe it's not too controversial, but just want to lay that out there. All right, let's see what people have to say. So Fired said, oh, dude, Fired, don't worry, man. Like, you make it when you make it. You can also always watch the videos later. Like, you don't have to be here live, so that's fine. Hey, Adblocker, glad you make it, dude. Your name has always stuck out, so I will always notice you. Sindri, don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to, brother. Glad you can make it. Snake Eyes from Germany. Oh, damn, what time is it out there? December's pretty late. Glad you can make it. Cross Lament, hello to you as well. Banana, glad you can make it, brother. Nice to see you again. Banana says 1 million win. Give it a year. Give it a year. Truthfully, dude, if I hit 10,000 subs, like, I'm gonna like freaking explode in like excitement. I think, dude, I don't know, man. If I put in the effort, I could get there. I can do it. Especially with your guys' help. Fat Archon is the 6th Chaos God. I wish, man. We need Vashtor, and then who's the other one? Who's the like neutral one? Malpheus. No, it's not Malpheus. Anyways, there's the other one. Current time is, oh damn, so 11:21 p.m. Hot diggity dang, Snake Eyes. I'm glad you can make it, man, all the way from Germany. That's cool. You know what's funny, man? It shows me the metrics, and actually a large chunk, like, I think it's like 30% of my viewers come from Europe. So that's awesome, man. I have been thinking of doing some streams at like a wonky time for me. So do them at like midnight or something, so that some of my Euro bros can come along. Because I have had a few Euro brothers mentioning how like the time doesn't work for them. But either way, glad you can make it, man. Malice, Malal or Malice? I think it's like both of those. So you're both right. I love that guy. I wish he was in the game. Do you guys know the story about it? So, like, I think he's from the 80s, and he was the 5th Chaos God or whatever. And then GW, they, like, didn't buy the rights, is what it was. So the person who made Malice or Malal, whatever his name is, he, like, still owned the rights to it, so GW had to quit using them. So now they, like, secretly use them. They can't use them by name or whatever, but he's still, like, secretly there. Dude, GW's a billion-dollar company. Like, buy out his rights already, or just make a new one with the same rules, because I love it. That guy's basically undivided. He's, like, the undivided Chaos God, as I understand it. Wasn't a copyright? Yeah, I think, yeah, it was, like, related to that. Yeah, copyright. Basically, they didn't own the rights to it, so they couldn't use it. And yeah, Banana, like, Warhammer's super huge in Europe, especially, like the UK, like, you know, that's where it comes from. Genuinely, like, I know it's, like, the nerdiest thing ever. I kind of want to go to, Britain at some point just to buy 40k models. Also, too, could you imagine how fun it would be to visit the Warhammer, HQ, Warhammer World, I think it's called, or whatever? Can you imagine how awesome that is? Fire to Oa, he says, yeah, I'm from the UK. It's pretty big there, and even if it's still relatively small, it's baked into the culture. Yeah, dude. I figured if I was British or whatever, I'd be really proud of Warhammer. Like, and I'm sure like everybody knows about it out there. It's probably the biggest board game to have ever come out of Britain. I don't know, maybe a Monopoly or something was written there, but everybody knows it's British. So honestly, dude, if I myself was British, I'd be very proud of Warhammer. So that's cool. That's awesome to hear. Like I said, I would love to visit out there, save a lot of money on models because the conversion rate's way cheaper. But also too, it'd be cool to just like see. Banana says I'd go broke there. So does Cross Layman. Me as well, man. There used to be a service where they would go and like buy you models for you because it used to be literally like half the cost with the conversion rate. I think times have changed because of like COVID and how terrible everybody's economy is or whatever, but yeah. Anyways, somebody buy me a ticket to Europe and we can hang out, play some games, and I'll buy a bunch of models. Fire to Oa says, might be the only thing keeping the economy afloat. Oh, dude, trust me, the economy ain't much better out here in the USA. By the way, if you guys do stock trading, do not buy options. Just don't buy options right now. I was up so much money, bought a bunch of options, now I'm like down so much money. Don't buy options. Anyways, life lesson from Fat Archon. Be careful with what you invest in. All right. Anyways, let's get into this. So, this dude, I do not know. I forget his name, but I pulled him up luckily, so I can act like I do. Azrakh the Annihilator. What a sick name. So he's not on the main World Eaters page, so that's why I set him aside. This is you have to subscribe to Warhammer Plus, which isn't like the worst deal. Truthfully, you'd probably buy this guy on eBay. In fact, let's see what he's on eBay. I know if GW sees this, they're going to be so mad at me. They're like, no, sign up for this. Okay, holy cow. All right, 105 bucks. Okay, you can do some for like 65. All right, maybe do just sign up for like a year of Warhammer Plus and wait until you get your model. But, oh my goodness, this is like perfect. This is like a perfect model. What's really cool, as I understand it, is he's a copy of one of the old models. I think the original is from like 2nd edition or something like this, and they just did fantastic. They blew it out of the park with this guy. Also, too, he's a red butcher, which unfortunately we don't get much access to. So it's nice that you can get a true blue red butcher. All right, we got some people mentioning some stuff. Banana says, "Oh, shiz, investment guide for Fat Archon Slam." You know, supposedly investment YouTubers make like the most money, so maybe I'd have to look in that. Francis says, every time you mention buying stuff on eBay, I go to check, so I appreciate you checking on stream. You're welcome, dude. Yeah, this guy's obviously pretty expensive. Dude, you really can get some good deals. All right, you want more life tips from Fat Archon or whatever? If you're trying to buy stuff off eBay, basically you want to sort by new. You sort by new, buy it now, and you look for somebody who doesn't know the price very well, and you snap it up that second. That's like the trick if you're trying to save money on stuff, because some people don't realize, like, oh, it's 38 bucks on the website, I should just sell it for 35. If you don't snap it up, somebody else will. So that's my big tip, sort by new. Let's see. Fired says, a shame he doesn't have an actual data sheet, or would that World Eaters have a Terminator Captain model? So 100%, that's how you do it. You'd run them as either just a regular Terminator, or like, do World Eaters have a Terminator Lord? I don't think they do. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, you'd basically run them as just a Terminator. If they have a Terminator Lord, which I'll feel stupid if I forgot, but you'd run them as that as well. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much, especially the, who mentioned that? Yeah, Sindri mentioned old school model. Yeah, dude, old school cool, especially that bolter. Like, it's stupid. It's like two pipes stitched together, but it's stupid in, like, the best way. Come on, spin around. You're supposed to do it automatically. Look at that. It's like two shotguns with two... Oh, I love that detail. The two magazines sticking out the bottom. Like, that is sick. I love it. The chain fist is excellent. That's one of the better looking chain fists. And then just the detail work. Look at the, like, here, let's do this. The Khorne decal in the middle is beautiful. The knee pads are some of the best I've seen on any model ever. It's funny because, yeah, it's got the old school proportions and whatnot, sorta, but they pulled it off so well. And look at that face. I wish I could paint that freaking good so I could put a freaking Khorne logo on the head. Like, oh my god. Let's see, do they have a plastic? Is that, like, embossed on the head? I can't really see. I wonder if they painted that on or if that was already there. Ooh, can I rotate upwards? Let's see. Yeah, you can. All right, it looks like, I think they just painted it. This guy, though, 10 out of 10 in my book. That bolter especially, like, it stands out, man. Your eyes are kind of drawn to that bolter, which is silly, because it looks silly, but I freaking love it. Let's see if anybody else has anything to say. Gunther asks, does he have his own rules? No, he does not have his own rules. That might be temporary. Maybe in the Codex they'll do it. Although, he's kind of a hard model to get. Like, not many people own this guy, so maybe they won't. I could see that. Steven says he found it on Facebook Marketplace. That's a great tip as well. For only 40 bucks, that'd be a steal. Francis said he got the Orc Combat Patrol and Commando sets for $100 last December. He loves eBay. Yeah, man, eBay's usually one of the first places I go, obviously, and then Amazon after. Amazon, you're paying, like, MSRP, but eBay's my favorite, especially for those good kits. I used to buy those Start Collecting kits. They were some of the best deals. I wish GW didn't go to the stupid Combat Patrol, but they stayed the Start Collecting. But I bought a million of those off eBay. They used to be 75 bucks each for the most part. Even the freaking Chaos Space Marine, one of the best ones ever made ever, was like 80 bucks or whatever. You would totally resell those for probably like 200 bucks or something ridiculous now. Let's see. Gunther says, such a sick paint job on this guy. Gotta agree. They, like, yeah, I hope they're paying their painters well enough. Look at that, like, glow they did. Like, that, like, I'm not that good in the least bit. I'll probably never be that good. But that's pretty sick right there. Sindri says, needs to protect his noggin with a helmet. Hey, man, they're Khorne. They care not from where the blood flows. He probably wants to get hit in the face so he can get a little nosebleed. Khorne probably digs that. Gives him a little, like, gold star, you know, when you get a nosebleed. What can this one be used as? Hey, Mondragon, glad you can make it, brother. So this guy, you'd use him as a Terminator, just as a Terminator. If you run him in CSM, you could use him as like a Terminator Lord or whatever, but unfortunately no rules, no special kit yet. Dude, and it is kind of lame that they didn't give him a the Red Butchers kit. They're just regular Terminators. We'll get to them soon. These guys need a Red Butchers, although if I was a Psychic, I would bet that when the Codex comes, they'll get a Red Butchers kit. I believe they will at some point. So, like I mentioned, this guy's 10 out of 10 in my book. He's going straight up to Khorne approves. Khorne very much approves of Azrakh the Annihilator. Even that name is pretty sick. So, you go way up there, bud. Let's see. Ooh, all right. We're definitely starting off with some of the hits. Here, let's center this better. All right, we got the big man himself, Mr. Angron. Unfortunately, I do not own this model yet, but that's a temporary thing. I am most certainly going to be buying this model, probably sooner than later. Look at how good they did. This is, if I'm not mistaken, so World Eaters came out after Votann, right? So they are like the newest faction in 40k, I do believe. So this is like the ultra-modern, ultra-recent sculpting detail. So everything. I bet you there's not a single like thing on this model that isn't like ultra-rich detail and super high resolution or whatever. Look at how good the, like, even just the sword looks. Look at those knee pads. Oh my god, a huge-ass skull. Khorne definitely approves of this guy. Take a look at some of the detail work. I love his hair, the butcher's nails or whatever going into his head. I love that look. The tail, it's really easy to screw up tails, but they did good here. Oh, the detail work. Let's we need a spinny version. Yep, there we go. Dude, the wings they did really good on. Let's see. Can I zoom in on this? Oops. I just love it. And again, man, even the tail is like, that's one of the better tails I've seen. It's really easy to screw those up. Back in the day, the tails are some of the worst. Again, as I mentioned in plenty of these recent reviews, I love the base work they do these days. How they add, you know, a little bit of flair. And this guy, if I'm being honest, this is one of the best bases I've seen, period. Look at all those skulls. My goodness, I almost want to buy the kit just to have those skulls put on other kits. Look at that. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so he's still got his backpack. Can I zoom in more? Let's see. Oh, there we go, I think. He's still got his backpack, and the wings are just sprouting out of it. I love it. All the tubes coming out. Got chains coming out everywhere. Look at that freaking sword. The hand grip being Khorne. Ugh, I love it. This is the definition of a centerpiece. If you need a centerpiece for your army, maybe don't even play World Eaters, probably get this guy. You know what, too? I bet if you played just Chaos Demons, I bet you could play this as a Bloodthirster. I know I wouldn't complain. If somebody put him across the table, I'd be like, hell yeah, he looks like a Bloodthirster to me. Be my guest, friend. I love it. Even the weaponry. Do they got a close-up of the weaponry? Let's see. Oh, I'm surprised I don't zoom in on the axe. This dude, so I've heard he's smaller than you might think, and that is a very common thing to happen with 40k, especially the centerpieces. Like a Keeper of Secrets is like itty-bitty compared to what you might think. Luckily, they got the, you know, they got the comparison here. So he's like maybe 3, not counting the wings. He's like 2.5, 3 Space Marines tall, so he's a decent size. He is crouched down, which would make him a little smaller. All right, let's see if anybody's got anything to say. Choptimus Prime, his wings are swole. Oh yeah, dude, this guy did not miss his workout for his wings. Them's as swole as hell, for sure. Which is a good look, because sometimes they got rinky-dinky little wing arms. Not Angron, which makes perfect sense. This guy is literally, like, bursting with hatred and, like, chaos energy or whatever. I just love it. And again, guys, if you read about, if you haven't already, look up this guy's lore. He has some of the best. He was, like, basically like Spartacus. He started out, and dude, okay, so one of my favorite bits of lore is, like, when he first, so the Chaos Demons, they, like, stole all the Primarchs and put them on random planets around the place or whatever. The Eldar, like, had a psychic vision that, like, oh yeah, Angron's gonna, like, fuck some shit up if if we don't take care of him. So they sent some assassins to take care of him while he was still a child. He might have even been a baby. Well, Angron being Angron, he freaking murdered all the Eldar that came. It does suck, so somehow he still got overpowered by the humans on the planet. Alright, I'll try not to go on too long a rant about his story, but for those who haven't heard, he got taken as basically as a slave, And on that planet, they're way into like gladiator stuff and coliseums or whatever, so they turn him into a gladiator. Part of what they did was they put in the butcher's nails. So a cool little like lore thing about butcher's nails that I like. One of the things, you can't sleep. Like, it not only can you no longer feel joy, you don't get serotonin, all that stuff, but you can't sleep anymore. Imagine how crazy you get after just, like, a week of not being able to sleep. So, like, how he's, like, irrational and all this stuff sort of makes sense when you realize that. But anyways, he became a slave. Long story short, he became Spartacus, ran a slave revolt, and then last second, he was about to go in, probably get his ass kicked. He knew he was going to die in battle. They were, like, super overpowered or whatever. Well, Big E came down and was like, hey, hey, we need you for the crusade. Angron said, screw that stuff, man. I'm helping my brothers. Big E didn't agree with it, teleported him up, and, of course, all of his brothers died. And the lamest part about it, Big E probably could have just snapped his fingers and killed the entire, like, enemy army or whatever, but he didn't help Angron at all. It's freaking, like I said, it's tragic. Angron always had a grudge against him since then. Enough about the lore, though. We're talking the model. Look at that, like, the shoulder pad, one of my favorites I've ever seen. I love the, like, iconography above his head. I love it. Let's do one more spin around, because I do like it. It's got the World Eaters logo right there, which I like quite a bit. Like, it's pretty sick. It's no secret where this guy's freaking going. I don't know if I need to this time, we might make an Angron tier, because he really is, like, one of the best kits I've ever seen. I haven't seen him in person yet. You know what, actually, okay, I have played somebody who had it, but I don't know, I don't remember it that well. Either way, one of the best kits ever made in the history of 40k. Go out and get it. It's a good centerpiece. Let's see, so Firedoa says, in the lore, Angron is supposed to be one of the shortest Primarchs besides the twins. I actually like that. That's a cool little detail in there, because, yeah, A, little man syndrome, and B, he's, like, goes against what you might expect seeing. You would think he's, like, the most swole and brutish, so actually that's a really cool detail. Truman Wrestling says, praying for Red Butcher's kit when the Codex drops. I totally believe they'll do it. GW made a mistake by not already doing that. Everybody expected it. I remember before the Codex ever came out, everybody's like, what models are going to be? One of the first ones was like, oh yeah, Red Butchers are a given. Like, how could they not do it? Somehow they didn't do it. Francis says, the book with his transformation is so cool. Interesting to see him interact with Lorgar and basically become a demon without consent. I'm glad you mentioned that, because, yeah, so preparing for this video, of course, I went through the lore and whatnot. Yeah, Lorgar turned him into a demon because, he said he could go back to his original planet, the one there where he was a slave, and he could, like, have his revenge, and so Angron, the way I understood it, Angron was like, hell yeah, and went with it. I love Lorgar, by the way. I should have mentioned that when I said my favorite Primarchs. Truthfully, I know a lot of people don't like him. I like Lorgar the most, man. He's my favorite. He's, like, such a, like, devious and evil and, like, yeah, rich character, whatever. And I love his, like, his face, the tattoos all over it. I hope to God we get a kit for Lorgar one day. Mondragon says, what is Red Butchers? Red Butchers are the, basically they're the Khorne Terminators. So think Berzerkers, but in Terminator armor, you get a good idea. Like, definitely, like, some of the most killy, like, creatures in all of Warhammer. Each of them probably have, like, thousands of kills on their tally or whatever. So Red Butcher is like a hyper-elite, hyper-murderous Terminator, essentially. Fired Oa says, besides maybe the general Chaos Space Marine stuff and the Jakhals, everything is S tier for me. Most of these are probably going to go pretty high up. If you watch my Death Guard video, you know how I rate Chaos, so don't be surprised if a lot of them go S tier. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there's a kit or two that I personally consider to look kind of goofy, so we might have some controversy there, but we'll get there when we get there. Adblocker says, in my head canon, he looked like a swole Danny DeVito. That would be, oh my god, yeah, that's a fun idea. I like that. Danny DeVito, he's a pimp as well, so it makes sense that Angron would be up there. Ooh, alright guys, we're on a really good one now. We got Kharn the Betrayer. So, when we talk about storied characters and whatnot, this is one of my favorite. Alright, I apologize, I need to sniffle and blow my nose real quick. I'll give you a spin around when I do that, though. One day I'll learn to use the mute button. One day. Alright, I super duper love Kharn. Look at that freaking belt buckle. The best belt buckle I've ever seen. Like, I would wear that. I'd wear that in real life. That'd be hilarious to have. This guy came out a little while ago, kinda. He came out before the World Eaters came out, and I'm just surprised at, like, how good the detail is. Look at that mask. I didn't notice that there's little, like, mouths in it. Oh my goodness. By the way, Khorne or World Eaters have the best helmets, like, hands down. Like, I don't think anybody can debate that. They got the best helmets. They're kind of goofy. Like, I don't know what I'd describe them as, but they're sick, dude. I love them so much. And what's cool, the moment you see them, yep, that's a Berserker right there. Yep, that's a Khorne Worshipper. Like I said, every millimeter of this model is just dripping in detail and like in flavor or whatever. Got the skulls hanging down. Of course, you got skulls for the Blood Throne. Oh my, or skulls for the Skull Throne. Excuse me, blood for the Blood Throne. The detail work on the head, I just can't get over it. Even his face, like, how do you get a helmet to look like evil or whatever? And they did it perfect right here. I love how they get warped in the warp or whatever. I love it. The shoulder pad, excellent, 10 out of 10. Look at that plasma gun. I didn't know he had a freaking skull on his plasma gun, which I thoroughly enjoy that detail right there. All right, let's see what else we can pick out, because yeah, Kharn's one of my favorite models, and the pose is excellent. They did really good in that pose. A lot of, like, movement caught in that pose, which can be hard to do, like, getting the movement to show. No, they did it perfect with the chains moving along with it. I just love it. The backpack, I would steal this backpack in a heartbeat and put on, like, my Chaos Lord kit bash. I think that'd be fun. Even just stupid grenades are pretty awesome. Oh, look at that, dude. He's even got a Khorne logo on the bottom of his shoe. Like, this guy's dripped out. This guy's dripping in in the Khorne flair. I like him a lot. Only 40 bucks. I would say he's very much worth it. This is one of the more detailed, like, character models I've ever seen for, like, any army. So, legit, he's, like, worth getting. Very good, like, if you're a good painter and you like painting, yeah, dude, give this guy a look-see. Painting red is always fun as well. Let's see. See what somebody has to say. Fired Oa says, Lorgar himself isn't that bad a character. Erebus himself is to blame for most of the heresy. I respect Lorgar for telling Kharn that Erebus killed Argel Tal. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was, that's something I read earlier. Yeah, Lorgar gave away Erebus because Erebus, like, is such a prick. Like, nobody likes Erebus for sure. So I agree. Yeah, that was like a cool thing Lorgar to do. He's like the annoying, like, zealot or, like, missionary zealot, so I can see why some people definitely aren't into him, but I like it. I think it, like, fits the fluff or whatever. And Fired says that's from 7th edition, he believes. By the way, Argel Tal, so alright, we'll go on a little tangent here. Argel Tal has one of the best kits I've ever seen. Because he did get the kit, right? Yeah, right here, okay. Look at that freaking kit right there. Oh my goodness. I should have put him on this list for sure. Yet again, one of the best models in all of 40k. Yeah, this guy's just, again, oh my god, like, don't even know how to say it. Holding a dead Space Marine, like, you get points there for sure. This would be like an excellent counts as possessed model, or a master of possession. This guy'd be perfect for him. Or even just run him in your World Eaters. You can run him as a Berserker or a Lord or whatever. Love Argel Tal. Sort of a detour, but had to show him. Look at the hand right there as well. Alright, Kharn, one of the best characters ever. Not only model-wise, he genuinely has some of the best fluff. If you need to read a book, I think it's just called Kharn the Betrayer or whatever. He has some of the best fluff in all of 40k. We know where he's going. I would put him even above Mr. Whatever his name is, the Annihilator or whatever. I'd put him, I think Kharn very much approves of Kharn, very much so. He's a pimp too. He was the only one who was able to, like, talk to Angron and get him to, like, chill out. Well, maybe not chill out, but come to reason in certain cases. Angron was basically going to kill his entire legion by hand. Magically, somehow, Kharn was able to chill him out. From everything I've read too, Kharn has, like, a silver tongue or whatever. Kharn's able to, like, when he's not, like, you know, going psycho in the middle of battle, he's tells good jokes, and he's like buddy, like, everybody likes him. I will say, so about his lore, the reason he's called the Betrayer, as I understand it, they were, after the heresy, they all fled to this planet, and Slaanesh was there. Emperor's children were there as well. And, you know, World Eaters being World Eaters, and Chaos being Chaos, they all started fighting with each other. Well, it was like an ice planet, and a bunch of people were, like, dying in the cold or whatever, so they started looking for shelter. Like, what idiots, right? Looking for shelter? Nope, Kharn wasn't into that. He went shelter to shelter with a flamethrower and freaking melted them until they got out and fought. So he killed a boatload. He probably killed more of his friends than enemies that day. I do wish he had a flamethrower to, like, fit that fluff or whatever. That'd be cooler than a plasma pistol. It'd work better on the table as well. But very good lore behind this guy. Make sure you look him up if you haven't already. Ooh, all right. So we got World Eater's Lord on Juggernaut. This is a extremely new model. I love it. What is there not to love? I especially love the Blood Crusher. I remember, again, preparing for this video or whatever, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, what a sick head, you know? Kind of looks like a bull. I really like that. And by the way, Juggernauts are always like 11 out of 10 when it comes to like badass models. But even the Lord on top, he is very detail rich. Ooh, that shoulder pad and that the backpacks. I love the skulls. Like, I know it's easy to overdo the skulls, but we're talking about Khorne here. It's okay. It's okay. Again, guys, the base work. I love that base work. It's small. It doesn't really stand out that much, but it really does add that little bit of flavor, especially those little skulls right there. Let's see. Do we got Spinny version? We do. Ooh, kind of looks like Kharn in a way, kinda, but my goodness, do I love it. I love the, ooh, can I flip upwards? Yeah, I love their shoulder pads. World Eaters have, like, the best shoulder pads. The jaws eating a planet. Mwah, looks very good, GW. His backpack is excellent. His backpack's, like, perfect. Look at even the chain swords are sick. He's got, like, an extended hilt or whatever, which looks awesome. And then, of course, you got the iconography all over it. I love that a lot. Even the plasma pistol is a little more basic, but does have spikes, so that's kind of cool. His other shoulder pad, that looks sick as hell. I can just gush about these, like, for an hour. I could literally just sit here and be like, yeah, I like that, I like that, I like that. Speaking of, I like that, his helmet, that is so sick, and the, how it's got, like, the chainsaw blades on the other part. What is there not to like about this? Let's see, is there anything not cool about this model? Nope, not that I see. He'd use a little butthole, I guess, but, otherwise, nah, this is an excellent model. Let's see, what zoom in? Oh, yeah, and, you know, he is a dual kit. He can be, Lord Invocatus, which we'll get to in a short bit. Let's see some of the zoom ins. Oh, my gosh. I didn't realize that. The Khorne branding on his forehead, that is so cool. That is so sick. The mouth right there, that is so sick. He's like the definition of an awesome Khorne character. I almost like it. Ooh. Normally, because I'm not a good painter, I'm not the best painter, I kind of like the helmeted looks normally. In this case, I'd be very tempted to do the non-helmeted look, and if you didn't, guess what? You got an excellent helmet to use for a kit bash on somebody else. This is an excellent model. Only 65 bucks, not that bad at all. Lord Invocatus, we'll get to him in a moment, but he's got a sick helmet as well. Yeah, very happy with this guy. Look at the size comparison. So, yeah, okay, so yet again, probably a lot smaller in person than you might anticipate, but I would 1000% run this model. I wish I could run, Chaos Space Marines used to have Lords on Juggernauts or whatever. I wish we still had those. I'm not sure you have them in Legends anymore. By the way, let's look at that Juggernaut one more time. I can't zoom down. That's a good look. The side silhouette is really sick. Like, I love it so much. Anyways, enough gushing about this guy. We know where he's going. He goes in Khorne approves, 100%. Yeah, I'd put him up there. Would I put him above Kharn, though? See, it's rough. I need to be careful not to rate the lore into it too much. I need to go just by models, really. Like, that's really what I need to be doing. Just by models. I think Kharn's still better. I think he ekes him out. He's smaller, and sure, he doesn't have a Juggernaut. That'd be a big help, for sure. But he's still way up there. So yeah, I think Kharn still belongs right there. Ooh, all right. So onto the foot troops of murder. Khorne's frontline infantry. Here, I'm gonna take a quick swig of coffee. Give me one moment here. Always gotta come prepared. Gotta have the coffee. For my British brothers, I'll bring tea sometime. Anyways, oh, dude, look at those helmets. I've said it before in the other reviews, I mentioned it. I wish GW put as much time and detail work as I did in these kits as I did in the Legionaries. I wish they did it for every kit, even like a basic Space Marine or whatever. I wish they took the time to make them as cool as these. Just look at those helmets. These helmets, like, are some of the best in the entire game, no matter what army you're comparing them to. They could be Xenos, they could be anything, especially that guy right there. Can I get a zoom in? This guy right here, that helmet is sexy as hell, dude. I would run that. Again, kit bashing, these guys make fantastic kit bash opportunities. Obviously, if you're running like a Khorne Lord or whatever, these are some of the very best, like, bits you could get access to. See which ones they got zoom-ins on. Ooh, look at that chain axe. I love that a lot. Gigantic chain axe. Obviously looks sick. That's right, the Berserkers chain their swords to them or whatever. Awesome little lore detail right there. Yet again, man, every inch, every millimeter of these models you look at, like, it's just like full of detail. Because again, these are hyper modern. These are the newest, some of the very newest kits ever. Well, not ever, currently, that you can get your hands on. And again, man, just the helmets alone make them like a must buy. Also, too, don't forget those shoulder pads. Those shoulder pads are sick. There must be fluff behind it, because I see a bunch of them where the one on their right shoulder is different than the one on the left. So there must be some sort of lore explanation for that. Not that I'm aware of, but I like it. It's a cool look. It makes them stand out, of course. Ooh, and that's right, chain axes. They love their chain axes. Chain swords, of course, but chain axes, very corny. Definitely something you want to run. I love, too, the chain work is really smart because it helps with the showing the movement, you know, on the models. Again, I love the shoulder pads. Dude, so much detail. Even the bottom of their feet have, like, little details. So Kharn had the Khorne logo. This guy's got, like, the cleats or whatever. I'm sure that would hurt to get kicked with. So I certainly like that. Of course, skulls everywhere. Got to give those up to the skull throne, so definitely got to hold them. Got the holster. Sometimes I forget to include the holster, so I like that there. Everything love. Let's see. Francis says, you should make stickers of the iconic Fat Archon sipping coffee. It's actually a good idea, because I'm a coffee fanatic, by the way. Like, I drink way too much coffee. Maybe that's why I'm so hyper when I do these videos, but I gotta have my coffee, man. I was thinking here, one second. Excuse me. I was thinking with my logo to do, like, different versions. So I want to do, like, a Big Lebowski Fat Archon. I think that would be hilarious. Do, like, I don't know, an Indiana Jones Fat Archon or something. I think those would all be kind of hilarious. At the very least, I want to contact the same artist. I love that guy. And get him to add more to it. He needs a blaster really bad. He needs a blaster next to his throne. But anyways, I digress. Even the logo, the icon is 10 out of 10. There's nothing not to love with these guys. Ooh, this was the one that I loved, I'm pretty sure. I just love that helmet right there. The pose, yeah, you know, it's an alright pose, but that helmet right there just saves everything. What? Uh-oh. My TV's being stupid. 1 second, guys. Oh my god. I have a really fancy TV with voice controls, and sometimes it doesn't listen too well. Anyways, these guys going very high. Let's take a second, though. Are there any that we don't like? Let's see. Are there any here that don't look very cool? No, they're all excellent. So, like, with Legionaries, for sure, I could point out one or two where I'm like, you know, it's not the best thing ever. Nah, every single one of these guys, I really like a lot. Yeah, those helmets, dude. Those helmets are so sick. I almost need to just buy the bits so I can, like, kit bash them on other stuff. Or the backpacks. Maybe you don't go Khorne or whatever. Maybe you're just doing regular Space Marines. I'm sure the backpacks would work perfect. Let's take a quick look, though. They might have the Khorne logo on them. No, they don't, you see? So that's perfect, man. This would be such a good kit if you want to kit bash a Chaos Lord or something for your regular army. Let's see, Firedola says, Fat Archon accidentally drinking out of the paint water cup instead of the coffee cup. 1000%, no joke in the least bit. I have taken a sip of paint water before. I'm not sure it was coffee, but I did have, maybe it was, man, because I had the coffee cup that I was using for my paint to, like, wet the brush, and then I had, like, a cup of water, and 1000% I have done that before. You know, I've been painting for, like, 20 years, so, yeah, it's happened over time. Alright, we know, again, where these guys are going. Yeah, they go straight up S tier. I like these other ones, like, on an individual basis. Obviously, these ones are more detailed, so I can't put them, like, higher, but one of the best troop kits, period. I would say Plague Marines, you know? It's debatable. Do Plague Marines beat these guys? Probably, because each and every Plague Marine is, like, ultra individualized and unique, but these guys look more realistic. Death Guard have, like, a hint, just a smidgen of, like, cartooniness to them. These guys don't. These guys are, like, dead serious. They're gonna rip your freaking head off. So I like that quite a bit. Again, I put them S tier. Khorne very much approves of these guys. He loves his little foot troops. Ooh, alright, we're on to the Jakhals. Alright, 1 second again. So I'm pretty bad. Man, I really need to clear my throat. So give me a second. I'm gonna get it out so I don't have to stop every minute. Much better. Okay, so these are supposed to be like the cultist, but my goddamn goodness, did GW really knock it out of the park with these guys. This is such a good kit. They're more expensive, but you're getting what you pay for it. Like, oh, and actually, no, they're not more expensive. They're about the same as cultists. Let's see. I think KS cultists are $55. Oh, okay, so they're $5 more. Very much worth it. Speaking of, you could 100,000,000,000% run these as regular cultists in your regular Space Marines army, and I would very much prefer these guys over the regular cultists. Obviously, you got to run them as like melee, and I think technically they have a pistol and a sword, but whatever. Nobody's really going to complain about that, I wouldn't think, especially if the rest of your army is CSM. Like, it's kind of obvious. But look at these guys. Even the basest, most like lowly model is like extremely detailed. I especially love the Hulk dude right there. That is such a sick, like, he looks like Bane, doesn't he? Bane from Batman or whatever. Take a look at some of these guys. And the posing. Ooh, whoa, what the hell? So, I don't know their modern lore that well. I haven't read, like, the lore on Jakhals, but what the hell is this? Is he getting, like, shot up with blood or something? Like, that is sick, dude. That is such a cool little look right there. Again, something I want to kit bash. You could put that on a Chaos Space Marine period, and that would look sick as hell. I love, too, again, it's got to be chained to them. These guys, so are these guys like Berserkers in waiting or something? Like, do they become Berserkers if they do well? No, probably not. They're probably just followers of Khorne, but that's cool that they, like, mimic the real deal or whatever. Their swords are so sick. These are some of the best, like, human models in 40k, I would say. Like, just, like, plain Jane humans. These are some of the top ones. Even the hair, like, the belt buckle, again, dude, I would sport that. Like, that'd be so sick to wear. That'd be giant, too. That'd be, like, bulletproof or whatever. Maybe that's, like, their armor, I guess. Oh my god, this guy, I love this guy's pose. This guy super stands out. Oh my god. Yeah, what is the fluff for it? Let's see. Oh, okay, good. Somebody knows. So, alright, we got a few people coming in here. So, World Eater's blood is literal steroids. I could see that fired. Definitely. Probably, yeah, dude, you probably go nuts if you, like, get any of their blood in you. Francis Kane says, connecting their chains/stems were so annoying, but they're great builds. Oh, I could see that because they are smaller kits, so I could certainly see, like, that kind of be a pain in the butt. Fired then says, Jakhals gain their rage and strength from injecting World Eater blood. Those are blood guiles that give them their strength. Blood vials that give them their strength. Dude, that's such a cool, like, fluff piece. I'm glad. Thank you, guys. Like, I'm glad that we're doing this video, because now I know more. And that's a really cool little detail right there. And then Francis says, this dude, the Hulk dude, has the option to have his hands just become blades. Put them on some basic World Eaters to kitbash a little. Such a cool model. Dude, look at that. It's full of skulls. So that must be what this guy does. He chops off your head, and then he collects the best ones. You only want to give cool skulls to Khorne. Don't give him no, like, little wussies. Khorne will know, and he does not like that. Like, that's pretty sick right there, dude. A vial, or I don't know what you call it, cage full of skulls. Like, that's sick as hell, dude. And his face. Look at that face. Very corny. This guy's definitely taken some damage over the years. Oh, my God. Oh, cool, dude. He's getting the blood into his head. Do they all do that? Oh, my... Oh, okay. It kind of does. Yeah, dude. That goes up to his skull. Oh, that's so sick. I love it. Does this guy do it, too? Let's see. It goes on the back of his neck. Like, dude, that's so sick. Going straight to the brain, dude. Oh, I love it. Oh, look at that mask right there. Again, man, I'm just gonna gush. These might be, honestly, dude, these might be some of my favorite models we've looked at so far. I like... so I don't own World Eaters in person yet. Like, I play them on TTS. I'm playing them a couple times. I want to buy this kit really bad. And I'm gonna get World Eaters. Like, I play every Chaos army. How do I not already have them? Look at that, dude. Those pipes are giant, too. They're just getting, like, gallons of World Eater blood right there. That is sick. Adblocker says, so they have containers on their backs with that cocktail. Drives them crazy, though, and they will die from it. Ah, okay. Well, they don't give a damn, dude, so long as they, like, take some people out with them. And, you know, I'd hate to be around them if there's no enemies nearby, but so long as they're taking some people out, they probably don't care that much. I wonder what happens, too. When you're a Chaos Cultist and you die, what does happen to your soul? Do you just get, like, tortured in the warp or whatever, or do they actually treat you well? Would you become, like, a bloodletter? Like, I should know this, but I do wonder. Look at that icon, too. That icon's so excellent. Like, 10 out of 10 on that icon right there. Yet again, something you can use on a kit bash. Could you imagine how cool it'd be to have a kit bashed Khorne Chaos Lord and have him, like, holding this? Like, yeah, you gotta do some work. Just cut off the hand or something. It's not that hard. But, dude, that'd be sick as hell. Again, I'm just going to gush over these guys for like an hour right now. This is my favorite kit that we've looked at so far. I won't put them above Angron, because obviously that's not right, but like, look at that. The detail is just so good. Yet again, I mentioned it yesterday, there's certain models, man, where after you like build and paint them, you just pick them up and just look at them for a few minutes. You like caress and like kiss them and stuff. This would be one of those kits. Very much want it. I love the mask too. I wonder what the idea behind. Okay, you guys seem to know everything about these guys. What's with the mask? It seems like every single one of them has their like mouth covered. I wonder, maybe they're like breathing the blood fumes or something, or maybe it keeps them alive because you mentioned they're gonna die or whatever. Maybe, yeah, they all have a gas mask. It seems like that's an interesting little detail, dude. And look how ripped they are. It's hilarious. You compare them to like a normal berserker, like they ain't shit, but versus a normal human, an Astra Militarum or something, yeah, dude, these guys are like Arnold Schwarzenegger, getting in there, gonna mess you up. Look too, their swords, like that's another thing I love about world leaders and Khorne in general. They don't care at all about like how they look or how stuff looks. So they don't give a damn that like this chainsword's all beat up and like, you know, falling apart in some ways or whatever. They're still gonna use it. They're still gonna run it through you. They don't give a damn. That's like one of my favorite things about them is like, yeah, man, dude, they're not vain at all. They probably hate Slaanesh like more than anything ever because of that. Ooh, look at how do they not have a close up of the big ass sword, dude? Like that is sick right there. Sorry I'm gushing over these guys so much, but they really are, like, I'm, like, blown away. Because I haven't spent too much time looking at the Jakhals. I know they're sick, but I haven't, like, actually taken the time to, you know, zoom in on each model. I'm, infatuated. I'm in love with these guys right now. Let's see. Okay, so in regards to them dying and what happened to their souls, Adblocker says your soul will likely get eaten. So I could see that. Yeah, Khorne or whatever demon. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, any demon, period, maybe not a god that comes across your soul in the warp, probably going to use you for his own profit. Probably going to use you to empower himself. So yes, I could see that. And then Firedoa says, it depends on what Khorne thinks. You might go to Khorne's realm, aka Valhalla, or your soul will be devoured. Makes sense. Dude, Khorne's, you know, if you're a Khorne worshipper, I can't think of a better place to go than, yeah, Khorne's realm, constantly murdering each other. By the way, some of the best lore in all of 40k. By the way, okay, these guys are going way up there. I like them. Maybe it's controversial. Maybe. I'm putting them second place. I'm, like, in love with these guys. Maybe it's just the pictures, but I'm putting them up there. Anyways, some of my favorite lore in all of Warhammer. I don't remember his name, but there was an orc war boss who, didn't he like, okay, I don't remember every detail, but didn't he go into the warp? He, like, heard the warp has good fighting or whatever. There's good people to fight out there. So he went into the warp, got on a planet, and then, I wish I remembered all the details. Anyways, so goes in the warp, which is a crazy idea. Probably not the best idea. Obviously, he ends up dying over time. I'm sure he took out, like, shitloads of freaking demons before he went out. Khorne was so impressed by how this orc war boss did that he's like, okay, like, you did good, you deserve to, like, keep fighting every day, which is like, dude, that is heaven for orcs. I'm sure Mork and Gork would probably be sad to hear that, like, yeah, dude, the Khorne will give you a better, like, afterlife than they ever could. Because then what happens, yeah, they get reincarnated every day, them and their enemies, and they just fight for eternity. Forever. They just fight each other. That is some of the best lore. I wish, does anybody know that? Tuska, okay, good job, Truman. Good save. Tuska Demonkilla. Khorne loved him so much, he gave him his perpetual battles in front of his throne. Oh, I didn't know it was in front of his throne, so that's pretty tight. And actually, let's see. I know he doesn't have a model. I wish he did. But let's see if we can find, like, some artwork for him. Wouldn't that be cool, too, if, dude, wouldn't that be so sick to get a Khorne infused orc to, like, run on the table? I know they'll never do it. Orc players would probably freak out for good reason. I could see it. This is yeah, that's cool little artwork they got right there. Man, I wish I could draw. And yet again, another one of the many, like, best things about 40k is, like, yeah, the art. And oh my god, we got a Santa orc right there. I love it. And the line drawing, like, that is sick as a... Oh man, I like this better, like, uncolored. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Anyways, yeah, look up Tuska Demonkilla if you haven't already. He has some of the most fun lore in all of 40k. Oh my god, did somebody get... Let's see. Doomrekka Demon Killer. Ah, okay, somebody did make a 3D print of it. Oh, dude, that's sick. Only 25 bucks? Like, that's worth it. Oh, I love it. I will say with 3D prints, so this one actually does look good, but you gotta be careful with 3D prints. They might seem really detailed, but when you print them, they aren't. Ah, dude, this is sick right there, though. And this is totally, yep, got the Khorne axe, yep. And he still loves Gork and Mork. Like, an orc is never, even if Khorne gives him everything he wants, an orc is never given up Gork and Mork or whatever. So I love it. All right, this is the detour, but I love it. So again, to reiterate, Jakhals go second place in my book. I really just love them. Francis says, literally just bros being dudes. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm sure, like, he, at the end of the day, or right in the start of the battle, they probably all shake hands. They're like, all right, man, you know, good luck out there. You know, don't let me catch you or smash your head in. All right, we got, all right, next we got Chaos Terminator Squad. So, unfortunately, this should have, these should have been Red Butchers. I don't know what GW was thinking, not giving us Red Butchers, but luckily, still a badass kit. I will say, at least give me a red painted one, because that's what I tried to look. So again, preparing for the video, I'm like, ooh, they do have a red one. Like, oh, okay, sweet. And nope, I can't find the pictures anywhere. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's look up 40k Red Butchers. Probably take us to Forge World, but let's see. Any models? I love it, man. Oh, come on, quit being fuzzy. Alright, that's way too fuzzy. That one's way too dark. There we go. I see. So this is how you do it, man. Yeah, corn them out. And right there, the stuff on his feet, I guarantee you that's just like cork. That's a huge, like, kit bash tip for y'all. Buy some. So I bought, coasters, table coasters that are made out of cork, and just cut them out and use them as the basing. They work perfect, and I guarantee you that's exactly what this guy did. But anyways, yeah, dude, if you take the time to paint them well, look at how good they can look. Even the quote-unquote base Chaos Terminators. By the way, the blood is a beautiful touch. Gotta have that blood on there. I love the mud, too. Again, dude, Khorne World Eaters especially do not give a damn what they look like. They are not gonna, like, clean off their armor after a battle or whatever. Like, maybe blood washes it off or something, but they don't give a damn. In fact, they're just like, when's the next battle? Like, why are we here? Why are we sitting around? When's the next battle? Yeah, this is still a beautiful kit, even though GW didn't give us a, like, dedicated kit yet. I almost guarantee Red Butchers will be a thing eventually. Forge World did do a Red Butcher kit, which we'll look at in a bit. At the end of this video, we'll probably pull up some Red Butchers. So there are, like, real models out there, quote-unquote, these guys, in fact, which are kind of sick. I like the axes. Kind of weird poses going on, but I love the axes. Anyways, even as the baseline Terminators, they're still excellent. Again, man, be sure you paint them red, obviously, unless you're doing a different color. I've seen some Black World Eaters, the white ones, like Heresy colors. By the way, this is probably my favorite spike. I need to be positive that I put these on my models, because that is so sick. I always love seeing dead Astra Militarum. Who doesn't? So that's a really good detail to have there. I wish they gave us Red Butchers. What would they change to? I guess you'd have the Khorne helmets, and maybe that would be an easy kit bash, by the way. Get a Berserker kit, take their helmet. I'm not sure how well it fits or whatever, but you try fitting the Berserker helmets in here, and that would probably go a long way in making these guys more corny. I love it, though. Obviously, when painted red, they just, like, they really stand out. They stand out better than, like, the regular ones, I'd say. I love this kit. This really is an excellent kit. Ooh, that's awesome. A dead Grey Knight. Even got the little logo there, so even if you painted it differently, like, you know that's a Grey Knight. That's actually a really good detail, because Grey Knights are, like, the elite of the elite of the elite. So this dude right here freaking took the head off a freaking Grey Knight. I guarantee you Khorne's going to like that a lot. Khorne's probably going to turn this guy... I wonder if, yeah, maybe eventually he's going to turn him into a Demon Prince. Eventually. He's still got skulls, which is very important. So he's still collecting skulls, even though he's painted the wrong color. I very much like this kit. I think it's an excellent one. Let's see. We got some people pitching in. So Fired says, there are Forge World models. World Eaters, there are Forge World Eaters, but they're the old-size Terminators, and obviously more expensive than Butchers. Very good point, and that's actually a great save, Fired. Because I know I bought, for Noise Marines, I bought the Cacophony Squad. They are very clearly smaller than the normal ones, so you do need to be wary of that. I guess if you're modeling for advantage or whatever, maybe that'd be a good thing. No, probably not, because it's not even worth it in that case to have that much smaller models. So very good point. You'd probably want to boost them up with the cork or something like that. By the way, I still love the detail work on these models. They're like slightly older, ever so slight. They're like 4 years old or something. So you're still getting the modern sculpting, so you still get excellent detail on all of these. Fired also said maybe they make it, maybe they'll make that one Red Butcher who cut off his hands and replace them with chainsaws. What? That's a cool little detail right there. I would love to see that. I'm almost surprised they don't have, like, that's not like a kit, period, because that makes sense that there'd be certain, like, World Eaters who just, like, want to rip and tear so much that, yeah, they'd give up their limbs to literally have more saws. And wouldn't that look so cool, dude? Have, like, hands as chain axes or something? I would like it quite a bit. Unfortunately, so I wish they were the Red Butcher kit, but they're still excellent all over. From what I've heard, they're really, really good on the tabletop too. In my original like tier, World Eaters Best Units tier list for like playing them on the table, check it out if you haven't already. I didn't rate them the highest, but since then I've had a fair amount of people tell me that these are like some of the best infantry. Anyways, we're rating them on their looks, not their tabletop rules. I do think they're excellent. I wish they were Red Butchers. That would put them in the S tier, obviously. But I do think the kit is quite excellent. Again, you spend some time and kit bash and paint them right, yeah, dude, they're still going to stand out. They're still going to look like Red Butchers. Still a very good kit. Very worth having. Let's see. Francis says, the Hulk Jakhal has that as an alternative loadout, the chainsaw hands. Aha, more reason I need to go out and buy that kit. And then Adblocker says, that's like basically the lore for Mutilators. Ooh, Mutilators, how I miss them. I was like convinced GW would refresh them, not like legend them, and then eventually, like, can you even play them? I'm not sure they're in Legends anymore. I think they just got rid of them. Speaking of, alright, I love their models. They were so stupid, but I love them a lot. Let's look up Mutilators real quick. By the way, they would very much fit Mutilators. They would very much fit in a World Eaters army. Like, okay, they look stupid, so maybe not. Can we get a close-up of this guy? Because they do look stupid. That was, like, why GW got rid of them. Look at how dumb that face is. I love them in the stupid way. Like, they're so dumb, I'm in love with them. But, dude, imagine painted red. They do got the chainsaw arm right there, and obviously a claw hand or whatever. So they would fit the army perfect. You'd run them as Terminators. These would be very easy counts as Terminators. I'm not sure how much bigger they are, but yeah, dude, you'd totally run them as, yeah, as Termies. Say there, ooh, look, we got some Khorne-themed ones right here, in fact. God, such a bad model. There's a reason GW got rid of them. Again, I like them in, like, they're so dumb, they're excellent. What is this silly little theme? Oh, that's something, eh? anyways, that's a detour. So next up, we got Master of Executions. Yet again, I tried to find a Khorne-themed one, but couldn't see it on their website. Either way, it doesn't matter. This is an excellent model. The bone work and the detail in this guy, just like knocks it out of the park. This is one of my favorite Chaos characters, or like CSM characters. So naturally, that means they're one of my favorite World Eaters. Okay, one of you guys who owns the kit, do they come with a World Eater's helmet? Because I remember... Alright, we gotta do it. Because I was doing it on Google. I think I did World Eaters... Master, yeah, in fact, you can see in my search history, I saw one that had a sick helmet. Maybe they kit bashed it.Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, there's a few of them, in fact. Oh, okay, so this, okay, this is an excellent idea, by the way. Buy the, Age of Sigmar, the Blades of Khorne or whatever. They make fantastic kit bashes. I'm pretty sure, I think parts of this comes from the Blades of Khorne. By the way, this is the one I was talking about. Okay, I bet that was just a kit bash. Look at how excellent and easy a kit bash that is. You literally just put a Berserker head on there, bada bing, bada boom, you got a Khorne Master of Executions, and it just fits so perfect. That, like, it looks like it came from GW that way. It fits excellently. Oh, that's cool. That is most definitely an Age of Sigmar helmet, and that looks sick as well. I love the Master of Executions. He's such a cool model. I thoroughly enjoy it. Let's see, Firedoa says, I put the chainsaw helmet on that guy. No, they do not come with the Khorne helmets. So, smart idea to put the chain... Oh, dude, that's actually really smart. There's also the helmetless one that I liked as well, which very well could fit on this guy. But you wouldn't do that. You'd want to put a Khorne helmet on this, so it's more obvious he's like Khorne infused. He says they only have the leather hood or skull. So, okay, yeah, just the regular one. I do like the skull one. This one I like a lot. The leather ones, it's alright, but I don't know. Like, obviously, they're going for like a 1800s execution or whatever, so I get it, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of milquetoast, kind of vanilla for me, but not a single thing not to like about this model. You got the big-ass axe, which was a chain axe, by the way, yet again, good conversion opportunity right there. You legitimately could, like, maybe you shouldn't, but you could. You take an X-Acto knife and make it a little more jagged on the edges. I have done that with some swords, and it doesn't look that bad if you do it well. And maybe don't overdo it, just do a couple, but you get it more jagged, which I think would be awesome. Look at the faces. I love those heads right there so much. So they are monopose, so if you run multiple of them, it kind of stings that they're monopose slightly. But I know I mentioned it before, like, I don't give a damn about the heads right there. I'd put that on every single one. Like, I wouldn't try to change that at all. Oh, I love this model so much, dude. They did so well. By the way, only $33.50. He's like a must-have. He has really good rules on the table.
He gives you fight first, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he's only like 85 points or something. So if you're running Berserkers, this guy is almost an auto-include, almost. He's like way up there. And again, man, he's like a modern model, so he has the really detailed sculpt work and whatnot. Nothing wrong with this guy. Oh, and what I like too, he's really good for painting. If you don't already have this guy and you enjoy painting, he's one of the better kits you can get, because he has all the leather work, which by the way is human skin, the way I understand it. So you can paint some leather. You can do, obviously, the bone work is always fun. Armor, the trim, the hand wrap. You got all sorts of different little details you can paint in different colors. So it helps you improve as a painter, or better yet, show off as a painter if you're already talented. I like this guy quite a bit. I'm going to toss him up in S tier. Sure, like, he doesn't come with the Khorne helmet and the kit standalone or whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to toss him up there. I will put him bottom of S tier, which, like, he's still S, so whatever. But I wish he did come with that Khorne helmet. But obviously, like, that's an automatic kit bash. You just do that automatically. Like, don't even think about it. If you're doing a World Eaters, just throw the Khorne helmet on there. Really, really simple. Let's see. Snake Eyes says the provided head options really aren't that cool. Leather hood looks a bit too goofy. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't really care for the leather one. I like this one though, because it's like he got like hit in the face with, I don't know, a bolter shell or something, and basically lost his jaw. So I do kind of like that one. For World Eaters, it could be better. Like, he needs like a brand in his forehead or something. Fired Oa says, even in the datasheet for the World Eater Master Executions, they have a kitbash head of a Berserker. It's competitively viable to bring two. That is where I saw it. Now I'm remembering, because how I pulled up the Google results. No, where I really saw it was in the index, because yeah, that's what made me think that the kit would come with it. So yeah, good save. Yeah, it's funny, man. Even in their index, they have kitbash. By the way, GW, quit being so anti-kitbash lately. You guys are assholes when it comes to like the rules and the kit stuff. They like, you can only use what comes in the kit now or whatever. I really like do not like that. Half the fun was individualizing and taking the time to make your really freaking expensive models look like unique and really cool and how you wanted them to look with your favorite loadout or whatever. So I am kind of disappointed that they're going like really hard on the monopose and like set loadouts or whatever. But obviously that's not going to stop us. There's a lot of fun you can have, even with an ultra monopose model like this. Like, literally the only difference is the head. I'm pretty sure. Let's see, who do we got next? Ooh, we got the lowly Rhino. And luckily, GW did bless us with a red version. Look, it even spins around. So I say it every time, and I'll say it again. It's a Rhino. You know, whatever. It's like, there's nothing wrong with it at the all in the least bit. This is like the classic 40k model. Anybody who knows like even the least bit about 40k vehicles knows about the Rhino. Shit, man, I remember being introduced to it and like whenever 3rd edition came out, like 98 or something like that, like even then I knew about the Rhino. They were a lot smaller back then. By the way, if you're a win at all cost player or whatever, they actually like the older Rhinos because they're so much smaller. So it's like a sneaky little way to like hide behind terrain and stuff. So you know, don't be that guy, but they're out there. I do like the I do like the spikes. Obviously, gotta have the heads on it. The dude popping out. So this kit did get a refresh, but it was a while back. So even the dude on top, I'm not sure if he's new scale or not. He might be the old scaling, maybe. He might not be, because maybe that's when they redesigned the Rhino, when they did the like the true scale, I think they call it. But either way, the dude on top, he's not the best ever, but it's still a cool little detail. I would like it. Admittedly, if you're being competitive, like, be careful. It does make him a little taller or whatever, but not everybody's trying to just win a grand tournament or whatever. You know what? We did on the Death Guard one. Let's do it for this one. Let's look up 40k World Eaters Rhino. There's got to be some cool ones out there. Because Rhinos are, like, one of the best, like, kit bash opportunities. By the way, so this is one of the old school Rhinos. Oh, my God. Look at how good you can make them look. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to gush over this for a minute, guys. If it'll ever load. Here, we can load some others while that one comes up. You can do the heresy colors. Oh, that's the way to do it, dude. Cover it in blood. That is the way to do it. Oh, I love that. That is such a good detail. I like that as well. This guy, like, just came out of Khorne's realm or whatever. He's been, like, clearing a road or something, it looks like. This is a really sick paint job. Oh, dude, I will never in a million years be that good a painter. Some people are just, like, born talented, and I'm definitely not one of them. Dude, okay, so this seems to be a common theme, putting the bulldozer blade on the front. I like it. Ooh, this one's not painted, but this one looks sick. Oh, dude. I guarantee you that was 3D printed. My God, that is excellent. All right, this one finally loaded. Look at, like, man, it's funny. Just a lowly Rhino. I'm pretty sure this is the old version kit. You spend some time on it, look at how good you can make it look. My God. And yet again, you could put a gun to my head and I would never be this good a painter. Look at that. And he didn't even do, there's not even that much conversion work on this. It's mostly just paint. The skulls is a very good detail. So that right there, like, very, very good thing to add, obviously. And then otherwise, just really good paint work. I'm guessing a lot of this came from Forge World, so like the World Eater, like parts of the logo and the back. That's a really cool detail right there. I'm in love with it. This is, I would pay a lot of money for this model. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, let's take a second. This artist page, he's got some cool stuff. Let's take a second to look at these. That's all he's got. Yeah, dude, I'm infatuated with kitbashes. I love it. This one is excellent. Like I said, they probably 3D printed that because I don't know where else you would get that. But that is like a 10 out of 10 bulldozer. I love the iconography. Gotta have it. Oh, I love it. All right, so big detour right there. Here, let's see. Is there one? Okay, I was like, is there one more I want to look at? Okay, that's kind of cool. Just shit all over it. I like that. All right, let's see what somebody has to say. So Fired Oa says, for the dude on top, he says, I think, or well, for the Rhino and the refresh, I think it came before the new scale. That's a Mark 7 helmet on there. I think you might be right, because the new Rhino, it was like a good while ago. 7th edition totally makes sense for when that came up. And then he also says, in the lore, World Eaters didn't actually paint their armor red. Oh, really? They are that caked in blood that their armor is red now. A dead Berserker, when it rained the red, washed off and revealed the old 30k colors. That is an awesome bit of lore. Like, I really like that this could be so much blood. And you know what? Truthfully, like, it seems unrealistic, which, yes, it is. But we're talking, people have been fighting for thousands of years here, nonstop. They, like... Dude, they get all antsy in their pantsy if they aren't, like, murdering somebody or whatever. So, like, yeah, every moment of every day they're trying to kill stuff. Yes, I could see the blood eventually getting so caked on that looks red. Actually, that's a really cool detail, so I'm glad you brought that up. That's sick. So, like I said, it's a Rhino. Nothing too special, but as we just saw, you guys spend a little bit of time, like, figuring out cool little kit bashes or whatever. You really can make it, like, stand out and be ultra sick. I believe I have a tier specifically for it. Yep, we got a Need Skulls tier. This guy is the definition of needing skulls, so we will put him right there. Ooh, all right, next up we got a pretty crap one. Luckily, they do have a World Eater version at least. So, Chaos Spawn. If you watched my video yesterday or any of my videos for the range reviews, don't buy this kit. This is a terrible kit. They're tricking you with the pictures and they're thinking it might look cool or whatever. Trust me, it doesn't. It's really old. It's showing its age. Desperately needs a refresh. $55 is a ripoff for two like regular sized models or whatever. They're not that big. Again, the pictures are tricking you, man. They're not big at all. I will say this is probably the best one, solely because of that helmet, which still is kind of goofy and kind of weird, even if it is sick. The tentacles, too, they're terrible detail. This is a really old kit, and it shows, man. When you see it on the table, it looks terrible. The feet are stupid, got like webbed feet that don't even make sense in the shape they're going. The Khorne one, admittedly, is one of the coolest ones, so at least you got that. I say it every time, I'll say it again. You got the Resident Evil one, so this one's, like, alright. He reminds me of the boss from the Resident Evil 2 remake. Excellent game, by the way. Make sure you play that if you haven't already. Parts of it seem cool, but trust me, guys, in person, it's a terrible kit. I'm not going to spend too much time on these, because I really do hate them. I said it, I mention the anecdote every time. I'm, like, ashamed of myself that I bought two of these kits. I bought two of them, because, man, GW's so sneaky. The Spawn were, like, excellent, and I think it was 9th edition, maybe it was 8th edition, but they were excellent. And you run them in squads of 6, so I needed 6 of them. So I bought 2, realized how much I hated the kits, and so then I just started buying the Bones models or whatever, the little figurines you can get for really cheap, and love them way more than these guys could ever be. Let's see if anybody has anything to say. Axis too tiny. Yes, dude. There's so much stuff that's just off with these. It just doesn't look right. They did it wrong. It's all like wrong. Axis too tiny. Check out Runestorm Brutes as proxies. Ad blocker. I've seen those before. That is a great suggestion. So, Runestorm Brutes. These are sick models. Really expensive. You know what? I'm actually not sure how much they cost. So let's see. Yeah, really freaking expensive. But these would be, oh my god, like look at how much better of spawn that would be. You could even count as for, I don't know how big they are. Maybe you could run them as a Demon Prince or something. They're probably smaller than that. But you could use them for a bunch of things. Yeah, those are sick models. These are Finecast or Resin or whatever. That's like kind of surprising. I guess they paint them up so well, it's hard to tell. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool detail work. I do like those. So, very good call. The brutes would like throw knock Chaos Spawn out of the water. Again, do not buy Chaos Spawn, guys. Don't do it. Don't let GW trick you. Sorry, GW, but you need to refresh these guys. Then we can talk. Let's see. Fired Oa says, plus the new unit of 2 rule sucks. Oh yeah, okay. I was like, but you have 3. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, you can only have 2 spawn in a unit, dude, and they really do suck. Their rules are not good at all. They were good 9th in a single unit to get the BT points, the blood tithe points. Good point. Could be 8-bound. Oh, for the brutes. Yes. Good point, Francis. You could totally, and those actually make pretty sick. We'll get to the 8-bound here shortly, but they don't necessarily look the most like demonic or whatever. So those might be better. Let's see. Yeah, you can only run 2 of them on the table now, and they're terrible. The only point of being for these guys on the tabletop is you bring a single one of them for hopefully relatively cheap. It all depends what army you're in, because GW likes to point them differently depending on what faction you're in. So like Thousand Suns have the best one, because I think he's 65 points, which is still too expensive, but still. He gets the end ball and all that, and he's small. It's a single model, so you can just hide it somewhere. That's the only reason you ever use these guys. And again, you would proxy them. Do not buy this kit. Don't let me catch you buying that kit. It goes very much in trash. I need to change the D to an F. Yeah, you suck. All right, let me clear my nose real quick. Here, let me get you the spinny version while I do that though. One moment. And then a sip of coffee. Oh shit! Almost dropped something. All right, 1 second here. Oh yeah, by a sip I mean a chug. All right, Lord Invocatus. This guy, of course, we rated the other one pretty high. This guy's gonna go right up there. I'll admit, I actually like the Lord's helmet better. Surprisingly enough, I know this is like really detailed and like intricate. What is it that I don't like about it? I kind of think the hair kind of throws it off, sorta. Now, everybody has their own personal point of view and opinion. Me, personally, I'm just not into it. I can see other people being way into it. It is cool, too. Like, I mentioned I don't like the hair. I would just, maybe I'd try just cutting it off and, like, filing it off. And that probably would look cooler. Kind of reminds me of Argel Tal, if, excuse me, I had to burp. If you get rid of that hairpiece right there. Otherwise, though, this model, 10 out of 10, dude. Especially if you paint it well. Look at how good you make the iconography look. I dig it a lot. We already went over this model a little bit, so I'll see. Are there any close-ups of Invocatus himself? There's a few. The detail work on the art, man, the modern GW sculpts, you're going to hear me say it a bunch, the modern sculpts are just so excellent. Probably some of the best in the world. Probably some of the best in the very world. I'm sure there's like a Japanese company somewhere that, maybe outdoes them, but this is some of the best detail, best plastic you'll ever see anywhere. I do love that mouth. Like, that's pretty sick right there. The snarling roar that he's giving off. Yeah, truthfully, okay, you guys want my honest opinion? So, again, everybody has their own taste. I would consider doing, like, this helmet as Invocatus. And what's kind of cool is then you could say he counts as either or. Like, I doubt anybody's going to be too big a jerk and be like, oh, no, he has the Lord Invocatus helmets. You have to run him as Lord Invocatus. Nah, you run him as whatever you want. He's the same size. But I'd be tempted to do that. Again, just me personally. It's just like a personal thing. What is different between the two? Let's look. Okay, so he would have an axe in one arm, and then nothing in the other arm. So you could still do counts as a chainsaw, chain axe are basically identical, basically. And then his plasma pistol, he's probably, okay, good, I was gonna say he's probably got one holstered. So yeah, they're basically the same. Let's see. Fired Oa says, the lore is cool. That helmet is a demon that once rode Invocatus' Juggernaut. Okay, so now I feel kind of stupid, because that's actually a really cool little detail. And it's hilarious, man. You just hear little, like, bits of fluff like that, and suddenly it changes your point of view or whatever. Like, sure, okay, I still have my minor issue with it, but just knowing that little detail, all of a sudden, I like it. Like, that's sick, dude. That's a demon's head that he's wearing as a mask. Like, okay, that's a pretty cool detail. Probably, like, talks. I wonder if it, like, mimes while he talks or whatever. Fired says, also, Invocatus is ambidextrous, so he could constantly be switching his axe to different hands. Yep, dude, truthfully, I bet you every World Eater is, like, really ambidextrous or whatever. I bet you, like, tie both hands behind their back and they'd still, like, find a way to kill you. So, yeah, but I could totally see that, too. And also, if you really got, like, really into the, like, WYSIWYG, and what you see is what you get, you just put a chainsword on his back and call it a day, and maybe a plasma pistol like on his other leg and call it a day or whatever. I don't think at all you'd have any issue with that. And Vocatus, he's sick. He has really good rules too. He gives you what's it called when you can move pregame? He gives you scouts. He gives you a scouts to a unit, which is a very powerful rule, especially for a melee army. Like, you need to get across that table. Let's see, so the big difference between the other models, mainly the arms and the head, and so this arm is pretty sick. I like that it's like unarmored on the top section, so he's like showing off his buffness. And of course that chain axe is quite sick, really big. Like, that's a long ass chain axe right there. I like it a lot. Is the Juggernaut any different? Let's see. I don't think it is. Oh, it is! Okay, cool. Which one do we like better? I like this one better. The chainsaw freaking, the chainsaw horn, definitely way cooler. This one's like, nothing wrong with this. This looks just like a bull, which is awesome. Nah, I'd rather have a chainsaw. This dude's literally gonna, like, cut people in half. He's gonna get you in the nutsack and then cut your belly in half. That's definitely pretty sick right there. Also, too, the horns mirror Invocatus as a helmet. That's actually a sick little detail, too. I'm liking pretty much everything about this guy. While I complained about the helmet, I'm going to put him above the Lord, just because, again, that the chainsaw Juggernaut, that's pretty sick. I'd run that on every Juggernaut if I could, and just like, you know, he's a character. Of course, he's got a little more flair, a little more pizzazz that helps him stand out. I will say, I like his shoulder pad better. Ooh, let's look at the backpack, too. We need a spinny version, because the backpack's different as well. The backpack's pretty sick. It's kind of, for chaos, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of generic, somewhat, don't get me wrong, whereas this guy's backpack's sick, got a bunch of skulls on there. Anyways, let's see. Fired OS says, I think he uses the helmet to control the Juggernaut. That would make sense how the Juggernaut's head matches his helmet, so I could sort of see there's some connection there. Also, too, only $65? That's not a bad price, man, for Warhammer. That's not a bad price at all for the model you're getting right here. I have seen other models that are much smaller, much less detail for the same price, so I like it quite a bit. Ooh, alright, Chaos Predator, so we're getting on to some of the normie stuff. I will say, again, they blessed us with a World Eater version, so as usual, you paint it red, you know, looks much better. Let's see, though, let's look up. So, 40k World Eater Predator. All the Rhino chassis, they really are some of the better kit bash opportunities, because you just got, you know, you got a bunch of space to work with, and they're like normally flat paneled and whatnot, so they're not that hard to get to. And that image is pretty fuzzy. What the heck is that? You got like a Roomba freaking Predator right here. I'm digging that. Dude, that is such a sick detail. I wish it'd quit being blurry. I want to freaking see it. That is sick, though. You got the chainsaw Roomba front blades on the front. I will say, though, I'm not seeing any, like, super intricate kit bashes yet. Let's see. Nope, unfortunately, they're all looking like... but still, that plays into the... You don't have to put that much work into them to make them look all chaosed out or whatever. This one's pretty sick. Like, that's smart, dude. Just put 100 skulls on them. This totally came from the GW sells, or at least they used to sell, a kit with just skulls in it. It had like over 100 skulls. That looks like exactly where he got these skulls from. Wasn't that expensive? Okay, it was kind of expensive. It was like $35. I like the mud detail. Mud always looks fantastic on your tanks. Like, be sure you're adding that little detail, in my humble opinion. This one, I love the, like I said, the Roomba blades or whatever, or the, that's like, what loggers would use that to cut down, logs. Crazy idea, right? I like that, though. You're gonna cut off your legs, and then the rest of you is gonna get all mulched up. That's a pretty sick detail. This is cool. He has an interesting turret as well. So this would have been the, whatever the Space Marine transport is called, the, yeah, whatever. I don't play Space Marines, so I forget the name. Anyways, it's a Predator. Not that fancy, but still pretty cool. It's a classic kit. Desperately needs a refresh. Sisters of Battle got their new tanks relatively recently. Chaos, well, every faction, even Space Marines use it, could use a refresh. You do have to be worried, though. And remember, GW just legended, well, actually discontinued a boatload of the classic models for Space Marines, luckily. None of them really affect Chaos yet, but they got rid of Bikers, Assault Marines, like all these classic box Dreadnoughts, which is really sad. Like, how could you get rid of box Dreadnoughts? They didn't get rid of Predators, but you do have to wonder, like, are you guys going to get rid of this, like, at the end of the edition or whatever? Should I not be buying Predators? I still think you should. By the way, they have extremely good rules on the table, especially for World Eaters. I think they're, like surprisingly, I think they're one of the better models you can play on the table, like, rules-wise or whatever. They're way up there because it's a T10 chassis that shoots across the table. Anyways, as usual, we're not rating them on the rules, but on the looks, we know exactly where this guy goes. Needs skulls. Truthfully, it's kind of weird. I would almost rate the Rhino as higher. In fact, is the Predator kit older than the Rhino? I don't think so, because they, like, share a kit, don't they? But the pictures are not very flattering. Yeah, those are not the most flattering pictures. They're not bad, but somehow, for some reason, I think the regular Rhino looks better. So, crazy idea. Anyway, alright, Forgefiend. This model's sick as hell. This is one of my favorite Chaos models, period. Like, he's way up there. What is not to love about this guy? He's not painted red, but even then, he still looks really, like, Khorne-ish. Mainly it's that face or whatever. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but that, like, yeah, he's got, like, a sort of Khorne look. I looked up and down. I know I can find him on Google. I looked for the red version. Because, by the way, this guy would stand out very well in red. Like, look how good that looks with the World Eater colors. Like, that is excellent. That is an excellent detail. Black Legion still looks great, too, but I think he looks even better in red. He, like, pops a little more. This is an excellent model. It's a tidbit goofy. Like, there's like, a small smidgen of goofiness to it. Mainly with, like, the legs, I guess. But everything else more than makes up for it. Like, yeah, dude, look at the detail work on this kit. Everybody loves this. This is one of those kits where you're at the game store and some kid who's never seen 40k walks up to the table. I almost guarantee you, unless you got like a Lord of Skulls or something nearby, or Angron, better yet, he's going to be super drawn to this guy right here. Kids and the inner kid and me, and even adults, like everybody loves these kind of models. The demon engines are like perfect. So we got a bunch of people with Snake Eyes. Forgefiend time. Jorge, hey Jorge, I'm glad you can make it, man. He says Forge Friend. That's hilarious. I'm gonna steal that in the future. And then Francis says it's like buying a car. Does it come in red? Dude, it legitimately does look better in red. I'm pretty sure I googled it before, but let's before the video. Yeah, Khorne Forgefiend. Let's see here, because there are some sick ones, dude. Dude, and even the artwork is awesome. Like, that is awesome artwork. Ooh, I like that, man. The flames coming out of everything. Like, that's sick. I want to see a model, though. Oh, that's a Mauler Fiend, but close enough, close enough. Let's see. There were some I saw. Yeah, right there. This one's, like, excellent. This might even be from GW, or I don't think it is. I think somebody painted this, but that's, like, Games Workshop standard right there. That guy is a really good painter. Yeah, look at that thing. Oh my goodness. This didn't come in the Dark Imperium box set, did it? It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's relatively older. Oh, it came in the kit that came with the Warpsmith, didn't it? Is that when it came out? So it's a relatively new kit or whatever. Either way, dude, freaking love this model. This is like I've already said like 10 times. It's one of my favorite. Oh, look at that, dude. Even the box uses the red one. What the hell, GW? Like, what the hell, man? I guess they did change the boxes, but again, this guy stands out red. Also, too, you're running World Eaters. Like, yeah, you're a melee army, but you need shooting. And guess what? This is some of the best shooting you can bring in your army. If I was running a tournament with World Eaters, I'd be very tempted to bring 3 of these guys automatically. Like, I would just start off my list with 3 of them. That's kind of cool, too, with the, put the melee head on there. I wouldn't do that. I'd still, and actually, I say it was cool, but this one's cooler. Like, come on. That one's obviously cooler. Let's see what other Khorne ones I got real quick. Ooh, you can do, I shouldn't be looking at stupid Tzeentch, but that's kind of cool right there. Let's do World Eaters Forgefiend. By the way, these guys used to be, maybe they aren't anymore, but used to be really cheap on eBay. We'll actually check in a second. Again, this is a model that's worth getting. If you guys don't already have it, even if you're not competitive, but you just want to, like, win, you know, or, like, have fun and not get your ass kicked, get some Forgefiends. Let's go on eBay and see what they're at. I bought one for $40 once. This was, like, a year ago. But $40 is, like, a must get. And I think they still do go... Okay, so that's the issue. They're really good on the table now. So all of a sudden they sold out. 100%, it's true, man. What sells on eBay follows the meta or whatever. So not really get them for 40 bucks anymore. It used to be because they came in that kit with the Forgefiend or whatever. Oh damn, this guy got a whole like Chaos collection. Alright, I shouldn't be looking at ads. Anyways, get a Forgefiend if you haven't already. Paint it red, obviously. Even if you're running in your Chaos Space Marines, still paint it red. I think it stands out really well. Let's gush over it one more time, because this is like such a good model, man. GW knocked it out of the park with this guy. I just love it so much. The mouths on the plasma is a very good detail. The pipes like screaming, excellent detail. The lore behind them is excellent. Every demon engine ever has a really cool lore. This thing literally has like a super crazy wild demon stuck inside of it who kind of wants out, but guess what? He can't get out, so he's going to take his rage out on anybody he gets close to. Let's see. Adblocker says, Demon Engines are what got me into 40k. So Demon Engines are what got me into Chaos, for sure. I saw the Lord Disco, the Lord Discordant, definitely was like the reason I got into Chaos Space Marines, and then everything grew from there. I am very much like many people. I agree with you, Adblocker. Like many people, I'm very drawn to the Demon Engines. They're like, who doesn't like a demonic, like, engine? And then Francis says, I've seen people put Juggernaut heads on their Mauler Fiends. Really? You know what? Let's see if we can find it. I doubt we can, but Mauler Fiend, Jugger, kitbash. Let's see. It would be cool to see some kitbashes either way. Okay. This guy did a Sphinx on there. Everybody has their own taste. Oh shit, there it is, dude. Whoa! Oh, dude, and then he did, yeah, that's a Lord Discordant. Oh my god, that is such a cool idea, dude. Whoa! I'm like blown away by how cool that is. Look. Whoa! Dude, I wish, yeah, that's a really good idea. I wish I was that good at, like, kit bashing. See what other kit bashes they got, because I never thought about that. I like the model so much as it is. I never considered, like, kit bashing it with other cool stuff. Whoa, look at this, the blood slaughters. Oh, dude, that turned out really good as, like, venom crawlers. Whoa, that's really clever right there. Dude, maybe I need to do a kit bash, like, maybe we'll do a video one day where we just go through all the wild kit bashes we can find, because some of these are freaking crazy. What the hell is that? That reminds me of, like, Spawn or whatever, the comic book series. Whoa, that's pretty chill. That has really good movement, actually. Like, it's kind of funky, maybe, but that still has... Whoa, look from the front. Quit being fuzzy, I want to see it. Nope, too slow. Too slow. Anyways, alright, so obviously, guys, whoa. I'm getting sidetracked on all these kit bashes. So, even on its own, it's like one of the sicker models. You, like, are a talented person, you kit bash it, look at how much more sick you can make him. I love the Forgefiend. I've been gushing over this guy for like 5 minutes. We need to move on, but get a Forgefiend. He's going straight up. Khorne approves. Khorne approves. We'll put him in... Ooh. Yeah, I'll put him right above Berzerkers. Berzerkers are still excellent and fantastic. I just like, who doesn't like a demon engine? He's got to go pretty high up there. Let's see. Alright, next up we got... Okay, I was like, did we skip Mauler? No, Mauler comes later. Next up we got Helldrake. So Helldrake, in all the armies you can run a Helldrake in, I think World Eaters are actually the best one. First of all, you can get the first turn charge quite easily with this man, even without the advance and charge. He has like the 20-inch movement, so of course he'll get it. He also has some of the best rules for all the Helldrakes. I believe he does the mortal wounds if you move over a unit, which is very handy to have. This guy's fast enough, he'll probably do it. So I think of all the armies you can run a Helldrake in, World Eaters is actually the most viable. Unfortunately, no red version, but that's okay. This guy's like, he's not that fancy painted in red or whatever. Okay, he does like stand out more, but I like the Helldrake quite a bit. He's getting older. Pretty sure he's from 7th edition, because that's from, and in fact, I'm like positive he's from 7th edition, because he was a terror. He like, took the tournament scene by storm, dude. This guy was just, like, murdering stuff left and right. He was the reason that anti-air became such a huge deal. Like, you had to have anti-air for a short bit in 7th edition. Then GW realized their mistake. Took them, like, a year. This was back in the day before they, like, were kind of on top of stuff. Took them forever, but then they nerfed them all. They nerfed every flyer into the ground. That said, the Heldrake's been slowly eking its way back into, like, usability. His points cost holds him back in that regard, but again, I think of all the armies, World Eaters, he's one of the best ones you can bring him in. That said, like I've said a bunch, we're not random on the rules, random on the looks. This is a super classic Chaos model. And this is actually one of the first, like, modern ones. He's old. He's like, man, when was 7th edition? Like, I'm getting old myself. When was that? That was probably, like, I'm going to say, like, 8 years ago. I might be way overestimating. But either way, he's, like, getting a little older. But this dude has held up excellently. GW could release this kit today, and people would go wild over it. Look at the detail work. The trim all over this guy is some of the most intricate and detailed of any model ever made ever. He can be, if you're a good painter, or you're like OCD like I am, or whatever, he can be a complete pain in the ass to paint, for sure, but it's worth it. I will admit, so I mostly speed paint my stuff, so I speed painted this guy pretty quickly, and he actually turned out great. I think I just, like, dry brushed the metal, and it works perfect because it's, like, raised or whatever, so really easily dry brushes. You know, we've done it for all the others. Let's do it for this guy. Let's do 40k World Eaters Heldrake. I'd assume there's some cool ones. Slash, I want to see him in red. Let's find a good picture if we could. That's pretty... Damn, dude. Okay. He stands out mucho in red. Like, holy cow. That, yeah, that is a really good color for the Heldrake, actually. And that gold. Yeah, the red and gold. I like that. I personally prefer the more brass look than the gold. I think, and actually, in this case, it's just the lighting. The flash from the camera, I think. But look at how much that stands out in red. By the way, this isn't hopefully I didn't already say it, but if you need a cheap centerpiece, like you don't already have a centerpiece for your army, for your world leaders, and you want, like, kind of a cheaper one, maybe you already have Angron, or you can't afford Angron, first of all, save up for Angron, probably better, but Heldrake makes a fantastic centerpiece for your army. Maybe you got a significant other, or a good friend, or somebody who plays Chaos of any sort, like any of the Chaos armies. Heldrake makes an excellent gift you could give them. Yeah, sure, it's a little expensive, but for 80 bucks, this is a model you, like, love to play. And I do not think they're as bad as people think. I think you could win a tournament with Heldrakes. I remember in 9th edition, everybody said Heldrake sucked still. Some people were believers and understood or whatever, but I ran them in a lot of my tournament lists, and guess what? I won a lot of tournaments or whatever. So I think that still holds true in 10th, especially for World Eaters. Again, not only does he run, not only do you get the first turn charge, he'll run an excellent distraction card effects. He's like one of the better distraction card effects. You're paying for it, points-wise, but either way, very good model. Even though he's older, kind of showing his age and all that stuff, still goes, Khorne approves, still goes way up there. And in fact, would I put him above the Forgefiend? Ooh, I don't think I would. I think some people would. Like I say, everybody's got their own, own taste and opinions. He's bigger. He stands out way more. But I just like the mouths on the plasma. It's such a cool look, dude. Like yeah, that's such a cool look. I think I'll put him right behind the Forgefiend. Again, if you don't already have a Heldrake, like, don't be afraid to get it. He's pretty good. When the Codex comes out, he'll probably just get even better. Ooh, alright. We're on to one of my favorite models in all of Warhammer. I mention it every time I do the videos, but even when I was a little kid, even before I knew, like, anything about Chaos or whatever, the moment I saw this model, I knew that Chaos had, like, the best kits. What I love, too, man, about the models with 40k, just looking at the models, they tell a story or whatever. Like, sure, this guy doesn't tell that much a story, except that, yeah, he's gonna come in, he's gonna pop your head like a watermelon, and he's gonna shoot your best friends like, yeah, he's gonna, like, rip and tear stuff as the story he tells. The only thing I hate, so what's funny, so this model is pretty old. He's been around for a while. He might be from the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, but he's been around for forever. He holds up, man. He still holds up pretty well. Like, everybody loves the Defiler. Anybody who sees the Defiler all the time, man, I put him on the table and people comment on him. I hate that freaking helmet on top, though. If I were you and you get this kit, I would not build that stupid head on top. It doesn't look right. But what's cool, look, GW even used the Khorne version as, like, the thumbnail or whatever. Unfortunately, the spinny version is the Death Guard, but that's okay, that's okay. Like I said, man, this model's super old, but he still stands up to the modern kits. I will say, the one part I don't like is his, like, his base, or whatever you would call it. Not his torso, but the thing he's, like, standing on. It's kind of thin, doesn't quite look right. The pictures make it look like 10 out of 10, but in person, the legs are kind of wonky. They're kind of low detail. Luckily, they got these armor panels right there. Like, those, it's funny. The armor panels are just basic panels, but they go a long way in helping this guy look sick as hell. Otherwise, though, the center portion looks really good, man. That cannon, even as old as it is, the cannon still looks sick. I hate that freaking head. Don't put the head on there. The icon's pretty sick too, but it snaps off so easy. I think I have 3 defilers, and every single one of them, the thing snapped off on the top. Granted, I'm not the best at like transporting my models or whatever, but this is I love the defiler. Did GW kitbash that? I do not recall the Rhino spikes being on there. So GW being sneaky little devils and showing kitbash versions of their models. Either way, like I said, he's showing his age, so maybe don't get him first. But if you like demon engines, this is a must get. This is a must get in my eyes. Unfortunately, not the most like corned out thing ever. So you would totally want to put some skulls all over him. Get him, get some little skulls going on there. Maybe flick some blood all over his cannon and whatnot. But I'm in love with this model. I will always be in love with this model. Desperately needs a refresh. Like, it'll be excellent when GW gives it a refresh. The modern kits are so amazing. I'd be like in love with it all over again. I'm gonna put him in good. I could, it's debatable. Maybe he does belong and need skulls. I still think he's cool. He does fit the World Eater idea too. A freaking dude that's gonna like scuttle up to you and like pop your head and cut you in half and all that stuff. Very Khornish, if you ask me. Ooh, all right, Rondo. Yet another one of my favorite demon engines in all of 40k. Here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take another swig of coffee. My apologies. Yeah. And then clear my throat. Much better. Dude, I love this model, especially with the, I think they're called mecha tendrils or something like that, especially with the tentacles. He really pops with those. Do they have a red version? Damn you, GW. So it's just like the other kit we were looking at. No red version. And we already looked up the kit bashes, so I won't do that again. But I love this model. I like it better than the Forgefiend, to be honest. It's funny. So the dino head or whatever, it is kind of cool. Like, okay, the dino head is cool. I still like the I like whatever this head is, the plasma head, better. So even on my Mauler Fiend, I still put this head on there. I don't care that it's technically plasma or whatever. Like, nobody else cares. It looks sick as hell. Yeah, dude, the posing they did is excellent. How he's got like doing the Chad pose or whatever, he's like stalking forward with a purpose. Yeah, I freaking love this model. Again, with the tendrils, the Melta pistols are better, in my humble opinion. Although if you're doing World Leaders, you do like melee, so I could see the argument for running like more melee. But I do think the Melta pistols are better, so optimally, that's what you'd run them as on the table. But when you want to show them off or whatever, definitely put those tentacles on there. By the way, this kit, okay, it's not the easiest to magnetize between the Mauler and the Forgefiend, but I'm still going to recommend you magnetize it either way. I magnetized mine. It wasn't that hard, but they are like, definitely look up a tutorial, which, by the way, there's plenty on YouTube, so like, if and when you get this kit. He's really good. His rules are really good, too, for the Mauler Fiend as well. When you get this kit, go on ahead and magnetize it, guys. You're spending 80 bucks on a kit. Like, it's worth the extra effort to do that. And who knows, maybe 11th edition, GW changes it back to the, the tendrils are the best and the melta-guns are the worst and vice versa. It's important that you learn to magnetize your stuff. Let's see. Bradley Palmer says, I'm on the fence between allying Wardog Brigands over Demon Engines. I don't think they have the strength for the tougher stuff. Ooh, alright, I love that question. That's a very good question. I would think, overall, okay, if you're going competitive, I would think the Brigands are better. I think the Wardog Brigands just are hands down better, because, in my opinion, when you're bringing allies to an army, you're trying to fill in gaps in your list. What is a big gap the World Eaters are going to have? Shooting. What do Brigands freaking do better than pretty much any other vehicle? They shoot. Brigands are, like, genuinely one of the best vehicles in the entire game. 150 points for hidden on twos, anti-vehicle, and anti-infantry. They're like anti-everything ranged for 150 points. I've said it before, but they make other vehicles look bad because of how good they are at 150 points. So, speaking of, this guy's 150. Mauler Fiend is what, 170 points, 165 points in World Eaters? And a War Dog is going to shoot from turn 1. He's going to shoot across the table, hit whatever the hell he wants. Like, good luck hiding from that guy. Turn 1, Mauler Fiend's got to get across the table. So it's arguable that Brigands are better. So I do think, yeah, from a competitive viewpoint, 2 or 3 Brigands are probably superior. Now, from a looks badass point of view, yeah, Mauler Fiend looks way cooler than a War Dog. Like, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. So that's my opinion there. From a looks cool theme, and optimally, if you want my real opinion, get both. Get both, play both, see which ones you like more. Motherfiend, speaking of, does have good rules for World Eaters. So you gotta remember, you can get the Advance and Charge rule pretty easily. So you have an alright odds of getting a first turn charge with this dude. He gets +2 to his charge roll and his advance, if I'm not mistaken. I think the other unit has to be wounded or something. But that +2 is actually a big deal. When you're going for the first turn charge, at least, that's a huge deal. And even if you go for turn 2 charge, which often you will, that also is still a really good deal. I think too, you can like, not deep strike them, but you can reserve them, and suddenly you'll only have a 7-inch charge. Not the worst ever. There's ways to reroll it and all that sort of stuff, so not the best ever. Bradley replies with, I'd be more inclined if World Eater Forgefiends have the Dev runes. Good point. So the Chaos Space Marines Forgefiend is superior. If I'm not mistaken, it's the CSM one, is it cheaper too, points-wise? I'm not sure if that's the case, but unfortunately he doesn't have the Dev wounds. He also doesn't have the Dark Packs, so he's not as good as the Chaos Space Marines, but I still think Strength 10, -3 AP, 3 damage shooting is extremely valuable. That's like anti-everything profile right there. The Strength 10 is pretty important, because you're still wounding vehicles, and you're definitely wounding like elite infantry or whatever, so I still think he's valid. You're right though, he's not, while I talked him up a bunch, you could do War Dogs or similar instead, but I do think Forgefiend is one of the best ones. One of the better options, I should say. Maulerfiend, though, like I said, I like his look better. I think, yeah, I think this is one of the coolest demon engines, period. He's going straight up in Khorne approved here. Oh, God. All right, we're about to we're about to have an even better one, though. All right. Khorne Lore to Skulls. I love it too, Alo. Yeah, this is one of my favorite models. And yet again, how I mentioned earlier, there's certain models, you pick them up and you just look at them because you're a nerd like me, hopefully. Maulerfiend, most certainly. I tell you, multiple times I've picked up that model and just like, ooh, ah, ee. Alright, we're on to one of the coolest models in all of Warhammer, in all of eternity, ever made, ever. The Khorne Lore to Skulls. My God, like, alright, I gotta clap. Good job, GW. I am so proud of you for, like, actually putting this model through. The lore behind him is so goofy and stupid that, like, how can you not love this guy? His look is so goofy and stupid. How can you not like this guy? A lot of people don't like the treads. I'm like, absolutely in love with it. I mention it every time. I'll mention it again in case you don't know. These vats of blood. It's the blood of murderers. This guy's literally, like, fueled on the blood of murderer. Look at how big a pipe. Look at how much blood he's, like, sucking up. He's sucking up, like, entire person's worth of blood. Just, like, I don't know, spit on your corpse or whatever. I freaking love this guy. I love the thought behind him. I love the model. It's so goofy and outrageous and doesn't make sense that it's, like, perfect. Oh, I freaking love it, man. Again, that lore is excellent. The whole, he like sprays it on people too, so you're melting people with melting, or like, hyper hot, like, blood. Like, come on, that is the sickest idea ever. I am so in love with this model. His helmet, and then beyond that, so the lore, already, 11 out of 10 lore. And then we got, in my humble opinion, 11 out of 10 model. That helmet, one of the best helmets in all of Warhammer. So excellent, so superb the way they did that. The bulldozer blade, superb. Again, fits his model perfect. Full of skulls. Got the Khorne icon like all over it. And actually, do you guys notice? This is like a skull. This is a skull Khorne icon. That is, whoever designed that, you are incredible. I never noticed that before. I just noticed that just now. That, like, you got the eyes, the nose, the teeth. That is one of the sicker, like, hidden details I've ever seen. Cool ass belly gun. Like, dude, guys, I could spend an hour on this model. I'll try not to, but the clasp right there, I love everything about it. There's nothing I do not like about this guy. The giant axe. This axe is straight up, like, almost the size of a demon prince or whatever. Like, yeah, dude, it puts other axes to shame. Khorne would most certainly want to run this model. He would very much be happy with this model. What's cool too is, so I like the other head better. This one's cool too, the, like, unmasked one or whatever. But you can use these bits to kit bash. This, like, icon would work perfect on a, on, like, a Land Raider or something, maybe. I mean, like, you know, take a look at it. But you, like, cut the head off and just stick that on the back or something. Like, that's pretty cool detail. Love the pipes. Obviously, you got spikes everywhere. How do you not? Do we got spinny? Yeah, gotta have a spinny version. God damn, dude. God damn. Look at how good they did. The arms right there. This model He came out a decent while ago, because I remember seeing him a while. Maybe, I think he came out in 7th edition as well. I think he came out 7th. But of all the models that, like, still hold up or whatever, this guy's probably the best one. $170, I think that's a fair deal. When you consider Angron's like 160 or whatever, this guy's like gigantic. This guy, so a lot of times you buy a model and, oh, they're smaller on the table. Nope, not this freaking guy. This guy freaking towers over everything. All right, let's see what people have to say, because there's obviously a lot to go over with this this excellent model right here. Francis says, more tanks of blood. So I was thinking about that too. Maybe if you run him World Eaters, maybe he does have Berserker's blood right there. So maybe he gets like extra like roided out as he's going out cutting off heads or whatever. Let's see. Firedoa says, his rule is good for the Blessings of Khorne. You can add or subtract 1 for every model, for every unit that he kills. Can get some real great blessings with that, and maybe even revive Angron. You are 100% correct, Fired. I did an army review. I did an index review for World Eaters. Make sure you guys check it out if you haven't already. And that was one of the points. And this guy, he does have a chance, because it's after every phase. Yeah, it's for each unit. That's right, for each unit you killed. So there will be opportunities where you kill 2. Heck, maybe you get really lucky, and it won't happen often, but maybe you kill 3 units, and all of a sudden you can change, I believe that means you can change 3 separate dice, either add or subtract 1, which is a huge deal. That's a huge deal for getting your blessings off, so very good point there. Unfortunately, he did get a price bump. I believe he's 505 points, which is freaking expensive. He's more than Chaos Space Marines too, which is unfair. Like, of all the armies, World Eaters need this big guy the most. Like, they could make, I should say, they could make the most use of him, and yet they get, like, punished the most for having him, so that does kind of suck. But it used to be a lot of people, I heard a lot of people talking about bringing like 2 or 3 of them in their competitive list even. But now with the price bump, I think a lot of people agree, like, just 1 of them isn't a bad addition at all. He is T13, so he is quite freaking resilient. He shoots really damn good, and obviously he's incredible in melee, so he's like the entire package. He brings you everything. The only issue is going to be that cost. God damn, though, guys. Look at, like, the hip plates. Got the freaking skulls all embossed all through it. You got the skulls on the arm. I'm pretty sure the designer who made this thing, I'm pretty sure he said he lost count of how many skulls he put on it. Like, that's how amazing this is. He's even got a skull hurler. I'm not sure if Khorne would want him, like, shooting out skulls like that, but I guess if it brings more blood, I guess he's okay with wasting a few skulls. And who knows, maybe they're, like, fake metallic or, like, like Etsy skulls or something like that. Let's see. We got more, of course. Adblocker agreed, sad as points got increased so much. Yup, I agree. Alo says, I think they should create their own faction for Vashtor and all the Chaos Machines / Dark Mechanicus. Alo, that might be coming up. I wonder if Vashtor is a hint of things to come, aka Dark Mechanicum. Dark Mechanicum are basically the evil version of Dark Mechanicus. They're in the lore a bunch. They make all the, or help make all the weaponry and whatnot for Chaos. So I could certainly see that happening. And I agree with you that Vashtor might be the leader. They might move Vashtor over to the, whatever it's called when they're the leader of a faction. Maybe that'll happen. My personal opinion is they'll probably do Emperor's Children first before this guy, or before they do Dark Mechanicum, but maybe 11th edition or maybe just later this edition. A lot of people are super hungry for Dark Mechanicum. Dude, everybody loves Demon Engines. Everybody ever who likes Chaos likes Demon Engines, so GW would almost be stupid not to do it. Adblocker says, is his main body just a Kytan Ravager? So no, okay, everything above here. Everything above the cannon, yes, goes on the Kytan Ravager. Everything below it is different. I will actually pull that up for you guys. Forge World. By the way, a lot of people like the Kytan Ravager better. I personally love the Lord of Skulls too much to say that, but I could see why some people put it. Look at how sick this model is, though. This is such a sexy model. What's cool, too, it takes up less space on the table, so it's easier to maneuver. I do have this guy. He's, here, let me look behind me. Yep, he's even taller than the Khorne Lord of Skulls. He's actually a decent bit taller, which is chill. But yeah, basically, like I said, everything above the belly gun is the same. Everything below is Forge World, and then you got some, like, chains you can add on there. as I recall, when I got the kit, it's been a long time, but as I recall, you literally get the plastic. You get like half a Khorne Lord of Skulls kit, and then the bottom half is the resin or whatever. So, pretty good kit. 180 bucks, kind of spendy, but some people like this way more for good reason, The legs, a lot of people think the tracks are goofy. It is, but that's part of the charm, is the, the goofy tracks or whatever. Again, man, Khorne does not give a damn what it looks like. Khorne cares about what it does. He cares about how many people it kills. These treads are going to kill more people than these legs, so I could see maybe he's leans that way. Oh, for a second, Fired, I thought you were giving me your address. I'm like, dude, don't put your address in that. Let's see, what else we got? Fired Oa says, yeah, I went up to 525. Oh my god, I didn't know he's that, I thought he was 505. 525, like, it's not that many more points, but hot diggity damn, like, okay, that's really expensive. Maybe they did it because he's, like, out of stock or something. Like, nobody's buying him anyways. Let's just rank up his price. Let's see. What else? John B. says, would you expect the Lord of Skulls to be locked out from the CSM in a later codex? I was tempted to get him, but my army is Emperor's Children focused. So, Chaos Space Marines? No. I do not think he'll ever leave Chaos Space Marines. I hope he doesn't, because a lot of us love him in CSM. Emperor's Children, however, and there's no way in hell they're going to put a Khorne Demon Engine, such a Khorned out thing in a Slaanesh army. Like, even Khorne would be pissed if that happened. So, unfortunately, if you care about the EC part of it, I don't see that happening. It'd be sick. What they really need to do is make a Slaaneshi version. Slaanesh does have a, damn it, what are the, like, a Warlord Titan or whatever? She does have her own Titans. They look kind of goofy. Alright, let's look it up. Slaanesh Titan 40k. And there's no, like, model for it. Well, okay, here's the models that we're about to see. The models are from, like, the 90s. That's right. Subjugator Scout Titan. This would be sick with the refresh. Ooh, I didn't even think about kitbashes. Oh, that's kind of clever. Really, like, thin and sleek. It's really fuzzy, hard to see. But this is what the old school ones looked at. Look at how dumb that looks. Like, I love it. But anyway, so hopefully they get a Slaaneshi version at some point. That would be sick, guys. If you get a Subjugator, like, I'd run that in a heartbeat. I guarantee you, like, the day that Emperor's Children releases, I'm buying their army, dude. Like, I've been waiting for Emperor's Children for forever. Oh, that's kind of cute. Got, like, the dildo tentacles coming out, or the, like, hentai tentacles. It's very Slaaneshi, I could see that. Let's see. Was it legended? Bradley, no. The Khorne Lord of Skulls has not been legended. If GW ever legended this guy, I would riot, dude. I might be tempted to, like, quit. Okay, I wouldn't, but, like, I would be extremely pissed off. I don't see them as ever doing that. It's such a cool model. It's really expensive. I hope they don't ever do that. And no, my gut, I don't like foresee that coming at all. No, not really. 90s incarnate. Yeah, dude, the Subjugator Titans are extremely 90s. Their whole thing is obviously they're Slaanesh, so they're like super fast and sleek, and then they like, dude, you guys gotta look up the lore on these things. Like, who doesn't love just reading the lore for like an hour or two? But anyways, the Subjugator, they work in like packs. They're smaller and like not as powerful as the real deal Titans, but they work together as like a team to like flank you and stuff. Anyways, I straight up could gush about this for another hour or whatever. I won't, but let's just say 11 out of 10. There's not a single thing I don't like with this model. I'm going to put him way up there. Personally, my list, I don't care. I'm putting him right behind Angron. One of my favorite kits ever made in 40k. And truthfully, guys, you shouldn't be that worried about it being legended or being taken out of CSM or any of that stuff. I don't see it happening. He's been around for forever. I don't think GW. He's really popular. People do love that model a lot. I wouldn't be that concerned with that happening. And even if it did, like, I still think you'd be able to resell him. Shit, dude, in a decade from now or 20 years from now, like, that's going to be a collector's model right there. That's going to be worth a pretty freaking penny. Like, in the far future, he'll be worth a lot, so I wouldn't be that worried about it. All right, we are on to yet another more generic model. Here, let me take a swig of coffee. Yeah. Do we got a spinny? Ooh, even the spinny one's world eaters, so thank you, GW. Very helpful. So, it's the Land Raider. It recently got refreshed. Like, it wasn't that far back that got refreshed. This guy is huge. This is a sick model. I do like the Land Raider quite a bit. You would think it's really generic or milquetoast. No, not really. It stands out on the table pretty well. I enjoy having it. It's fun to paint. Like, yeah, there's a lot of flat panels and whatnot, but they did good. Look at like the small little details that just add a little bit of flavor. GW is really smart with that, because it'd be so easy to just have a completely barren side panel. Nope, not at all. You got the bolts everywhere. You got the little whatever the hell they are, the vents. You got all that sort of stuff. The chains, ooh, good. Okay, we got a few skulls, so that's very helpful. Gotta, need as many skulls as we can get. Very much so. I do enjoy this kit quite a bit. I think the Land Raider is an excellent kit, honestly. $90, a little expensive, but he's cool. He'll do pretty well in World Eaters too. So everybody has their own playstyle. I don't normally do transports that much, but if I was going to do a transport, especially for World Eaters, Land Raider would be on top of that list. Not only can he like carry Terminators and carry whatever, he's also got a shitload of las cannons, which is fantastic. Gives some anti-tank across the table. He's also T12, fantastic. He also can advance and charge if you use the right whatever the hell it's called, blessing. And most importantly, you can unload and still charge people. So like of all the transports, it's probably one of the best ones you can pick for your World Eaters. We did it with all the others. Let's do it here. So, World Eaters Land Raider. See if there's any sick kit bashes out there. At the very least, we'll see some sick paint jobs. Ooh, I love it, man. Whoa, what the hell is this thing? Alright, look at that. And dude, yet again, I said it for some of the others, you don't even have to add that much to it. If you just paint it right, get a couple, like, Khorne icons and stuff, you can definitely, like, make them super duper stand out. This is one of the better ones I've seen. I really like, oh, come on, quit being fuzzy, man. I love that color of red they're using in this one, though. Like, that is a really good shade of red. Damn it, why does Google not like, there we go, not as fuzzy. That's actually, this is somewhat similar to my own Land Raider. So that's cool, makes me like it even more. I do like the orangish red, I think that's cool. And again, man, you just get some Khorne, like, icons to toss in there. It's a sick model. Yeah, all in all, I mean, yeah, it's a Land Raider, like, whatever, but it's still a sick-ass model. Man, I wish they weren't fuzzy, because this one has, like, literally 100 spikes on it, and I'd like to see it. Yeah, whatever. So, Land Raider, not a bad kit in the least bit. I do think he's worth getting. If you don't already have one and you need a transport or anti-tank, consider getting him for your World Eaters. I think he's worth it. Where would I put him, though? Could go and need skulls. No, honestly, I think he's good. I'll put him above the Defiler, in fact. I think he's just, like, an all-around, like, fine model. He's, solid, I guess I should say. A solid kit. Let's see. Oh, ad blocker. That's a touchy subject, dude. He said, Greater Brass Scorpion got legended, didn't? Yes, it did. Let's never bring that up again. No, what are the other ones that got legended? So, alright, we're skipping. I was gonna bring up some World Eater, Forge World, which we'll look at in a bit. What were the other ones? Because pretty much everything got gone. I keep wanting to say Defiler, but I know it's not Defiler. It's the, Decimator! Decimator got screwed, Contemptor got screwed, Daredeo got screwed, all of them got screwed. The Blood Slaughter, come on, GW, come on, man. I have a Blood Slaughter. I never got to put him on the table, now I never will. The Decimator, by the way, this was like one of the most powerful freaking demon engines you could have ran for the last like 2 editions. This would like win me tournaments. It was almost unfair, man. Yeah, I'd fight somebody, yeah, and if I found out, like, oh, you don't have a tournament list, let me take out my Decimators. Like, yeah, let's not do that to you. Yeah, so everything got legended, and the Kytan, yeah, dude, how the hell are they gonna legend the Kytan? Like, what an asshole move. At $180, and then Forge World's still selling them on their website? Like, dude, come on, man. It's kind of a prick move. Yeah, very sad, I agree. Very, very, very sad. Some of them are sick, though. We'll get to, at the end, we'll go over some of these guys, so I won't spoil it. But, like, Blood Slaughter, I'll admit, and personally, he's really goofy, and all of his legs snap off like butter. But, sick-ass model. And I love the Decimator. Alright, ooh. Alright, I know I just did it a second ago, but let me clear my throat, because we're on to, some important kits. We're on to the 8-bound, so give me one moment, I apologize. And then another sip of coffee.
I'm almost out. All right. So, I do not own this kit, so disclaimer. Real quick though, so Fired Oa says, so much of CSM they got rid of because of 30k, even though it didn't exist back then. Is that what it is? So maybe that's why Forge World still sells it, because you can quote-unquote use in 30k. Actually, I haven't played 30k yet. I've heard good things about it. Apparently it's like a more balanced 7th edition is what I've heard, which is cool. That's exactly what 7th edition needed. Huge balance pass. Anyways, alright, 8bound. So this is a brand new kit. It's going to be controversial, so that's why I brought up the disclaimer. I don't own them in person. I can only go off the pictures. But I would hope these were way more, like, demonic, way more, like, intricate or whatever. They kind of just look like Berserkers with, like, 2 weapons. They look like buffed out. Okay, I'll give them that. They're really buffed out, and their backpacks are really huge, but they just kind of look like Berserkers. And they kind of have, like, not the best poses. Like, this guy's like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum. Like, meh, you know? This guy looks sick, though. And that pose isn't too bad. He's, like, showing off. He's about to cut off your head. That's pretty chill. I do like the butcher's nails. I do like the teeth coming out of the armor. There's a boatload of stuff I like. I'm just saying I'm disappointed that they didn't get more chaosy. These guys need, like, I don't know. Again, they need, like, chainsaws for hands or, like, blades coming out of everything. Because they have 8 demons. 8 demons inside of them. I would hope they were, like, rupturing with demonic stuff or whatever. I just don't see it, man. They kind of look like half-naked Chaos Space Marines. Like, that's all I kind of see. Let's see. Does anybody have to say... Does anybody have anything to say? I can understand the general Space Marine and CSM units, but CSM relied more on Forge World. I agree with you, Fire. Especially, like, Contemptors and whatnot. In 9th, those were, like, you had to have them be competitive. Because, you know, you got the Chaos Curse. GW doesn't like Chaos as much, unfortunately. So, yes, we did rely on Forge World a lot, so it is sad to see them go. I will say, in 10th edition, we have the best index. I'm talking about CSM. World Leaders have a good index, but unfortunately, they're a melee army in a 10th edition world, so they do struggle in that regard. But I do think at least CSM have a good index for a change. Francis Kane says, they're just angrier. I agree. So they're just angrier, like Berserkers. I 100% agree. Fired Oa says, the 3 Exalted, I'm assuming he meant I like the 3 Exalted because their weapons are literally part of their body. Okay, sweet. We'll see those in a second, which is good. That's what we need. Bradley says, that's what the Exalted are for, because they have control of the demons. Oh, interesting. So I haven't looked up the fluff too much. I just know that they're possessed by 8 demons, and they have to, like, survive it. If they're strong-willed enough to survive 8 demons and, like, take control, then I know that they then become possessed or whatever. Let's see. Charlie K says, as a demon player, they aren't very demony for containing so many demons. Yeah, my point exactly. There's a few horns, like, popping out, so that's good. You got a little bit of popping out of there. But this guy should be, like, turning into a bloodletter. Yes, I understand that they have, like, control over the demons, but still, I'd like to see more. Alright, we got some spikes coming out the feet. That's a weird angle to come out of, by the way. But still pretty chill. I do like, so this, again, ultra modern, ultra new kit. So the detail work on this is going to be 11 out of 10. It's going to be, like, some of the best, like, detail of any kit you'll ever... Excuse me. Of any kit you'll ever see, ever. I love that skull right there. The metal plate built into it. Like, I enjoy that quite a bit. Let's see. Let's look at the other ones as well. I do, like... I still want the kit. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Getting into the rules. So these guys will... they'll rip and tear for sure. You get them in contact with, like, a squad of Marines or something, they're going to flatten them. Unfortunately, they are freaking outrageously overpriced. These are way too expensive. What are they? They're like, I think 8bound are like 50 or 55 points per for 3 wounds, like T5 or maybe T6. And then the Exalted are like 65 points or something. Yeah, 155 for 3 models. It's ridiculous. GW, like, come on, man, fix it. Like, how has it taken you so long to fix the points? They need, and then 180 for Exalted, which is ridiculous. Again, 3 wounds. They're infantry. I think they move 9 inches. I'll give them that, so they're kind of fast. But still, that is terrible. I kind of think there's still 1 squad is still worth bringing. I think, because they do buff the rest of your army. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. I think it's like reroll 1s to wounds or something like that. So 1 squad is probably worth it. But it's really disappointing how GW treated them.
Because there are sick. Oh, yeah, by the way, they're also incredibly hard to buy right now. Every time I bring them up, normally somebody else brings it up, like, oh, yeah, I've been looking for that everywhere. Yeah, good luck with that. You could do Possessed, counts as, probably. Now, okay, so I've been complaining a lot. Let's quit complaining, because there's a lot of really cool stuff. Butcher Nails, excellent. That knee pad, excellent. The shoulder pads, just like every other one that's like that, fan-freaking-tastic. The weapons are still sick. Like, this is basically like a chain cleaver. Not a chain sword, not a chain axe, chain cleaver, which is sick. I can't say I've seen that before. It's got 2 of them, in fact, so double your pleasure right there. It's got the tubes coming out, everything like that. I don't know what these are, but they all have the tubes coming in. I don't know, maybe that's where they, like, suck out the... Oh, I wonder if they use these guys as blood. I wonder if that's where they suck out the blood or whatever. I could see that. The backpacks are sick. It's one of the better backpacks I've seen. I'm like any very demonic backpack at least. And of course, Dead Space Marine. We love to see it. Anytime there's a Dead Space Marine. Actually, especially like this one. It's got the claw mark in there. Like that's pretty sick. Let's look at. They're mixing in some of the Exalted, but still the detail work fantastic. I like the mask, the breathing mask or whatever. I think are pretty cool. And look at that chain sword, man. Whoa. The chains, like the weapons, of course, are like, I would hope that those are some of the best parts of these kits, and they are. Those are, in fact, let's, yeah, look at that. That's awesome. The giant talon on the end, and of course, chain to the wrist. Gotta be chain to the wrist. Oop, this guy didn't chain this one to his wrist, though. Maybe because he's got the tube? Yeah, in fact, I wonder, see, man, again, the models tell a story. What does that tube do? Maybe he, like... Maybe when he cuts off somebody's blood, he, like, pulls in some and just, like, gets a hit of it or whatever. Maybe it gets him a little high. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. All right, let's see what else people have to say. Fired Oa says, probably wasn't getting another update to the rules and points until Christmas now. They did a plaster cover with some of the rules only. I did hear... Is it Christmas? They said the fall. I think they said fall is when they're going to do, like, the errata or something like that, or the FAQ. So we do have a while. I was figuring it'd be, like, October, maybe September or whatever, but I'm not positive. But you're right. Yeah, probably somewhere, like, near Christmas or around Christmas. And knowing GW, like, they're pretty slow on stuff. They're way better than they used to be. I'll give them points for that. But they'll probably take a while to do it. Ooh, look at that shoulder pad. That's sick as hell, dude. I would use that on, like, my Demon Prince or whatever. And then Bradley says, makes you wish there were 4 wounds. That'd make it worth it more. Dude, I agree. And it's funny that you say that, because yes, dude, just something as simple as one more rule would go or one more wound will go a long way in making these guys usable. That helps you with the points to wound ratio, which I always look at. It's one of the first things. Okay, if you're getting into competitive play or whatever, when evaluating a unit, one of the things you need to heavily consider, it's not always the most important, but one of the things you need to consider is the points to wound ratio. So that would go a long way in fixing that. And also, too, it'd make them resilient to 3 damage weapons. A lot of people are bringing 3 damage weaponry. Forgefiends. Forgefiends would have a heyday, or have a field day with 8-bound. I would love if you brought 8-bound, and I had Forgefiends. I'm like, okay, sweet. I just paid for all my Forgefiends here, so this is excellent. So yeah, 1 extra wound would go a long way, or a points break. Everybody had both points break and savings. I will say again, they will slice and dice, man. You get them into combat, like they're gonna kill an entire squad of Marines. Like just 3 of them on their own will kill an entire squad of Marines, like no problem. They'll even hurt vehicles pretty well. But unfortunately, you're spending too much for it. I still think they're worth getting. They're just hard to get. You know what? Let's check eBay. Because yeah, they've been sold out like for eternity. Let's see what they're at right now. I'm betting my psychic. I'm saying $80. $80. Let's see. $75 from Poland. $105. Do not spend $100. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Doesn't that suck that there's so many scalpers out there? That sucks. By the way, so I was looking. This is a super detour. Lord of Contagion. So freaking expensive. I think I am gonna sell a few. I think I saw some for like 100 and then like $75 or whatever. I think I need to sell a few because well, I'm not a scalper or whatever. You know, money on the table to get. Anyways, that's a detour. So 8-bound. Unfortunately, it pains me to say it, guys. I'm not gonna put them in Khorne approves. I know Khorne would approve of them, like overall. Would I put them in excellent? I think I'll be nice. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to put them in excellent. They're a little funky. They got some issues. I wish they were way more demonic. They're not at all demonic enough. It's really sad in that regard. But again, the detail and the story behind bits and pieces of them knocks them up. And part of it, yeah, again, butcher nails, the face work, all that stuff does save them from going any lower. Put them in trash to lower their value so we can buy them. I'm tempted, but no, can't do that. Let's see. Bradley says, I think the main thing we need is more characters, especially a Terminator option. I agree with you there. World Eaters kind of got screwed in that regard. They have a few kits from CSM that they can bring, but what? They can't bring a regular Lord. There's no regular Lord in here. You got Kharn the Betrayer, but that's it. Maybe Master Executions, maybe. You don't have a Chaos Lord, which is dumb. Yeah, no, I agree with you. They're missing out on a lot of characters. No, like, Dark Apostle, which would, they need to rename it. No, they do. The AOS version has a bunch of characters that, like, do a lot of prayers or whatever. I mentioned it way earlier, but in case somebody mentioned it, what are they called? The Blades of Khorne, the AOS army, makes for excellent kitbashes, or excellent counts as, for World Eaters. They're some of the best. Some of these guys, like, you could argue that Wraithmongers maybe could run as Eightbound Possessed. I don't know the sizing, so don't, like, quote me on that, but potentially you could use these guys as, like, Eightbound. You do that with a bunch of different kits, so definitely keep that in mind. They also had a really cheap start collecting kit back when AOS was doing, like, 2.0 or whatever, so you can get some good savings on their kit. I haven't done it myself, but I really need to. I need to buy the Blades of Khorne and see which ones I can convert into World Eaters. In fact, let's I won't waste too much time on it, but let's take a look at a few of the models and see what maybe we could count as for something else. The Slaughter Priest is kind of sick. He doesn't really fit in 40k, but dude, you could totally do that as a Master Executions in a heartbeat. Mighty Skull Crushers. Hey, look, you can get 5 or 6 of the Lords on Juggernaut. Valkia the Bloody. Doesn't really fit 40k. This dude, though, Exalted Deathbringer, yet again, easy peasy Master Executions. Yeah, you could do a Skull Grinder. He could be like an 8-bound or whatever. You got a million kits in here. And look, they're all relatively cheap. Yeah, don't sleep on counts as for these guys. They make fantastic models. Ooh, look at that. That's almost like a better Chaos Lord on Juggernaut. Like, I do like that detail work. Ooh, this was the start collecting I'm talking about. Just this kit right here alone. This is a really good deal, by the way. You run that as a Hellbrute. Run this guy as a... I guess you have to do him as Kharn or something. And then all these guys, dude, as obviously as Berzerkers. They look just like Berzerkers. And Jakhals, like, this is an excellent kit. If you're trying to get into World Eaters, you want to expand your army, and you're trying to save money, look into these guys. These would be excellent. And look, they do have, like, I forget his name, but yeah, more characters that they should and could put into World Eaters. I'm going to agree with you there. Taking a swig, one moment here. Alright, we're on to Exalted. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Fired Oa says, could never find them in the UK. Now I have started Custodes army and have 2,000 points plus worth of models. Dude, Custodes is such a good army right now, and such a good army to get into, period. I'm tempted. I need to get World Eaters. I want to get Emperor's Children, of course, but Custodes are on the radar. I want to get Custodes at some point, because they're really easy to get into, man. They're a hyper-elite army, so you don't have to get that many models, so you made a good choice there. They're not Chaos, unfortunately, so I'll have to ding you a couple points there. But but Custodes are great. I think, especially, like, obviously you're pretty experienced with 40k, but anybody who's, like, getting into Warhammer and not sure what army to get, Custodes is a very good first choice, at least to look at, or at least consider. Let's see, Firedo also says, World Eaters are half an army like Votann. I agree with you there. Also, World Eaters feel rushed to get off with 9th edition to get that hype money. Oh god, that was a bad burp. Oof, sorry. Fire, I agree with you completely. They are missing a lot of kits. Again, and just the Red Butcher. Just give me freaking Red Butchers, dude. Just one more kit. You couldn't delay it by like a month or what? Well, okay, I'm sure it takes longer to do that. But I agree with you. They're missing a lot of kits. They kind of had to, like, stopgap it with the CSM kits. I'm not sure they really wanted to do this, because, like, Death Guard don't have access to most of these, yet World Eaters do, so I do wonder if they had to, like, yeah, as a stopgap, like, throw them in there. I agree. Really, okay, let's get down to it. Let's count it real quick. How many unique kits do only they have? Kharn You can't run Kharn in CSM anymore. So, okay, we'll count him. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already counted Chaos Lord. He already counts. So we're at 5 kits. 6. You got 6 kits, not counting duplicates. If you count duplicates, they got 8 kits, but really they only got 6 kits. And how many search results are there? There are 23, well, minus 3 of them because they're just like index cards or whatever. So, yeah, man, you got me there. They don't have the most models, do they? I firmly believe that will change as time goes on, though. I do think GW likes. I think they have some developers in house who are really in love with World Eaters. I just get like that feeling or whatever. It's just a guess. I could be wrong, but I feel like they do like love and appreciate World Eaters, like I myself. And also too, it's just like, you know, it's obvious they're missing kits. So I do think as time goes on, they'll get plenty more. Probably before the edition's out. I think they'll have like 3 or 4 more kits, I would hope. At least if GW's does the right thing and is smart, I think that'll be the case. Let's see. If you also don't count multi-kits, they only got like 5. Yeah, I think we got to 6. Yeah, dude, that's barely any. Francis says, not sure about Red Butchers. We already have Terminators, and Eightbound are like the elite anti-infantry. How would the Butchers run? Not to say I don't want them, they're super cool. Well, do Eightbound have 2-up saves? I kind of think they do they? Either way, they'd be very resilient, and they'd have the Deep Strike. The Deep Strike would be a big deal. I'll admit, though, so, I mean, they'd make them special as Red Butchers. Red Butchers normally carried, like, special axes, if I'm not mistaken. So, while, yes, they'd somewhat overlap with the Eightbound, Eightbound are kind of fast. I believe they move 9 inches. Terminators would be 5 inches, and you just make them, like, ultra-resilient, ultra-killy, of course, in melee. Or you go the opposite. You know what I'd really like to see? I did this in my World Eaters index review or whatever, or I mentioned this. I would love to see a dual use World Eater unit. So a unit that's pretty good at shooting and pretty good at melee. I would love to see that. Sure, you would think World Eaters, no, they gotta be all melee or whatever. No, not necessarily, man. Khorne has the skull cannon and all that stuff. I would love to see some decent, not super good. They are World Eaters, but I'd like to see some decent ranged options. Will that ever happen? I'm not so sure, but they could do that with Red Butchers potentially. Maybe every single one of them gets I don't know, give some goofy, Khorne Plasma Launcher or something like that. So there's ways to do it, but you do have a point there. I could see some overlap, so touche, sir. Let's see. Oh, okay, Fired OS says, so Exalted have a 3-up save. Even worse. That's, those bastards. So that could be another differentiating factor with the Terminators. I think, too, these guys only have a 5-up involved. Terminators have a 4-up, blah, 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 blah. Bradley, isn't that just Terminators? Well, yeah, but, so you would get rid of this kit for World Eaters, at least, and replace it with Red Butchers. So yes, it would, in a sense, just be Terminators. I'll give you that. Not denying that. Let's see. Fired OS says, Kharn has a 3-up save. World Eaters die fast, and with shooting being really good so far, if you don't... yeah, they die really fast now, especially with shooting, at least if you don't have the right blessings. So yeah, I'm not... okay, I am trying to promote my own stuff or whatever, but check out my index review. I do go over some of the strategies I'd recommend for them, at least for the blessings of Khorne. If you play World Eaters, it's pretty obvious. You're going to start every game with the +2 movement, and then you're heavily going for the Advanced and Charge one. The Advanced and Charge one's kind of hard to get, but there's ways re-roll your Blessings of Khorne or whatever. That's the route you're going. And yeah, dude, I think that's actually kind of one of the cool things about World Eaters, though. They're not a simple army to play in the least bit. They can be, okay, yeah, you can be mindless slaughter. By the way, whoever mentioned the Fist Arsaul's, okay, that's pretty kick-ass. We'll talk about that in a second. I like that a lot. Anyways, they're not just a mindless army. You could run them that way, but no, you need to plan out your first turn. Better yet, you need to plan out if you go first or if you go second. Preferably, you're going to go second most of the time, unless you're confident you can get that first turn charge, which again is something you need to plan for or whatever. So I like them. They're like the general's army or whatever. You don't have to be skilled. You could totally be a beginner and play World Eaters or whatever. But if you want to win tournaments or actually do well with them or whatever, I like it, man. You put in the time and effort. You get you get out what you put in, basically, when it comes to the strategy for them. Alright, so Exalted Eightbound, so the pimped out version of the Eightbound. I do like these guys better than the normal Eightbound. I will say, this guy right here with the teeth everywhere, kind of little silly or whatever. It is sick, like, don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of silly, just like teeth all over. That said, everything else about them is better than the other 8-bound. I know they're extremely similar, but look, he's actually got demonic feet. By the way, you got some huge-ass feet, sir. The hand, as I saw, is one of my favorite details I've seen in this entire stream so far. They are, okay, that's cool. So they are bursting with, like, more demonic energy, more horns, more of all that stuff, which makes sense, because they, I don't know, they're like the exalted version. So I would hope they're a bit more demonic than the others. Alright, let's do the spinny. Gotta do the spinny. I love those chain axes, man. Chain axes is like a very world eater thing, and they just look sick. Like, who doesn't like that? They're better than chain swords, of course. I love the armor work. Again, we're talking about hyper modern, so you're just getting, like, every millimeter is gonna be super detailed. Even right here, you got, like, creases in the armor, like, dents in the armor. Just itty-bitty little details right there. They do stand out. Yet again, a model you could, like, you know, look at for like 5 minutes and keep catching new themes that you didn't notice before. I do enjoy it. This hand is sick, dude. That hand is awesome. What is that? That's just like... So I'm guessing he had a chainsaw before, and then the demon hand just like grew over it, it kind of looks like. Or I wonder if he like jammed in there after the fact. I wonder. That's a big-ass clawed hand. Like, that's literally going to rip your head off just a single swipe. Obviously, we love the claws. Again, he's got the piping going the chainsword. I wonder what the fluff is for that. There's got to be a reason that's there. I like that a lot. I do wonder if he's like, you know, sipping up some of the blood. you know, maybe don't want to get an STD from it or whatever. But maybe he's like, yeah, sipping up his enemy's blood. I do enjoy that. The backpacks are pretty sick too. They're turning all very much turning demonic and like fleshy. Do enjoy it. He needs more skulls hanging down. Like, I would assume he'd have like dozens of skulls already, but you know, I don't want to overdo it. I'll give him that. This guy has a sick, I love the I don't know, I'll call that chain spear or whatever. Can't say I've seen too many of those. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's cool too. It's gonna like get you with the top and the bottom, stick you, and then he's gonna like cut you in half of the middle section. I do enjoy that. The knee pads are sick as hell. Again, the teeth are kind of silly, but it's still cool. It's still cool. Like, it definitely stands out and is unique. Got a dead space marine. As usual, we love seeing that. Dude, this backpack, you totally could take this backpack and put on, like, your Chaos Lord or whatever. That is pretty sick right there. I do enjoy it. Again, the base work, how they're just little rocks and all that stuff. Like, I love seeing it. You'd probably want to add a little bit more flair, some more skulls, but either way, that's still pretty slick right there. Ooh, I love it. I do wonder if this is where, those little holes, I do wonder if that's where they, like, suck out their blood to give to the Jakhals or whatever. And then we got this third one. Ooh, shit, okay, sweet. He's got a chainsword coming out of his hand as well. That, I like, really like that detail. That's pretty sick. Oh, cool, okay. So that's what's going on. The armor's turning into, like, muscle, is what it looks like. So that's pretty sick. Even his armor's turning, like, demonic. That's an awesome detail. And that kind of reminds me of Argel Tal right there, honestly. Sick backpack again. Yeah, I like it. The detail work is there. Definitely like these guys quite a bit better than the normal 8-bound. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys like Exalted 8-bound, like, looks-wise? Or do you think they're not quite demonic enough either? They are definitely more demonic. They got, like, they actually have, like, you know, big-ass hands and, like, claws coming out their feet and stuff. So I will give them that. Again, I like that armor's turning into muscle. That is really cool. Like, muscle fiber right there. Francis says, weapons coming out of their hands is too cool not to like. Yes, this is my favorite detail, like, ever. I wish every model ever made for every faction had their melee weapons just, like, jutting out of their skin. Kind of got the Wolverine vibe going on there. Yes, I very much like it. You know, it'd be sick, too. That'd be cool as it goes on, it still cuts into his own flesh, but he doesn't give a damn because he's a badass, hard as nails, freaking, Khorne guy. Dude, look at that, too. Oh, I didn't notice that. Can I flip it? Yeah! I love that. The tubing coming through has, like, teeth devouring it. Like, that's an awesome detail right there. It's funny, man, because they're not that much different than the normal 8-bound, but looking at these, I'm like, ooh, these are really sick. Like, I want to buy a kit, too. Not for $100, but when GW makes them again, like I said since the beginning, I need to get a World Eaters army, and I will get a World Eaters. Let's see. Firedoa says, dual chain fist all the way. I agree. And then he says, I like these a lot more than the regular 8-bound. Yeah, same here, man. Especially, do the regular 8-bound have the muscle fiber feet or legs? Let's see. I don't think they did. That'd be okay. They do. I was gonna say that'd be interesting if they gave you 2 different legs, but I doubt that. Yeah, I doubt they give you 2 different legs in there. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like the whipping options I like more. Let's see. Let's compare and contrast real quick. I think it's the poses. The poses and the fact that there's just like way more demonic, way more like spikes and stuff coming out does make me like the Exalted more. So we'll put him pretty high up there. You know what? I'll put him very bottom of Khorne Approves. I could see him going top of Excellent. I'll put him very bottom of Khorne Approves. And actually, no, I'll keep Master Execution in there. Legit, man. You put a Khorne Berzerker helmet on your Master Execution, he's gonna look really good. So I'll still put him right there. Again, guys, everybody has their own taste and whatnot. I could see some people put him way up, some people put him way down. I'm gonna put him, me personally, I'm putting bottom of Khorne Approves tier. Alright, we got just a few more. So, Mr. Hellbrute. And look, again, they blessed us with a Khorne version on the cover, so that's pretty good. I've been over this guy a few times in a few of my range reviews. The new one, I'm not very sold on, man. The top half is excellent, so can I cut it off? Okay, I can't. And from the waist up, excellent. Like 9 out of 10 right there. The legs, though, kind of ruin it. The legs, they're stumpy. They're super rigid. He's just like standing straight up. It's kind of stupid, the pose he has, in my humble opinion. Now, here, I'm going to pull it up again. The out-of-print version, so Dark Imperium. Look, I looked it up yesterday, I think. Well, so we won't spend too much. But the Dark Imperium Hellbrute looks way better. And look, he's all corned out as well. This guy has such a better pose than the new one. I wish they stuck with it. He is a mono pose, though, and he's stuck with that loadout. But this one's sick as hell. This would be the one that you'd want to run. Actually, not that bad a loadout either. Multi-Melta and the Fist, like, that would work in World Eaters. But the new one, yeah, not the best. What are his rules in World Eaters? So the issue, I've read every index, so I mix them up a lot, so I'm trying to remember. Oh, he has awesome rule. That's right. I would be tempted to run this guy full ranged, because anytime he gets shot, he gets a shoot back or fight back at the unit that hits him. Now, there is an issue with the fights back. In like, it's like plain black and white text in the rules. You can only ever fight once per fight phase. You can never fight twice in the fight phase. It's just a rule they toss in there, kind of hidden away. So the whole being able to fight after attack, not so good unless you're trying to interrupt, but there's nothing against getting to shoot twice. So I would be tempted to run this guy with 2 ranged weapons, even though we're talking World Eaters here, and just try to take advantage of that special rule. Also, too, in person, this model is so much smaller than you might imagine. This guy is itty freaking bitty compared to, like, what you might think he would look like. Like, come on, he's basically a Dreadnought, right? Yeah. A regular Space Marine probably comes up to, like, right under his, like, elbow or whatever, right up to his elbow. So he's really not that big. That said, I'm making all these complaints or whatever. It's still a cool kit, especially with the tendrils. And some weapons will fix the crappy stance he has, like this one especially. I was like pointing up or whatever. But other ones, like way too rigid. This right here, way too rigid. You'd want to cut the torso and have him like tilted to the side or something. So, unfortunately, as much as I love the Hellbrute, can't put him that high. I do think he's worth getting. That rule is awesome. It'd be fun to bring 3 of them and just, like, bait your opponent into shooting you so that you can shoot multiple times. By the way, it doesn't say just once. So, if, like, 3 different units shot at you in a single phase, you would shoot back 3 separate times. So, kind of cool right there. I'll just put him in good tier. I think good is fair. Me personally, I like the Defiler more, so I'll put him above, but I'll put him in good tier. Alright, we're on to the last one. So, GW being GW, don't forget, billion-dollar company, has had many decades to work on their website and stuff. They didn't list the Demon Prince here, so hey, some newbie might not know that he can buy a Demon Prince for his World Eaters. But, let's pull that up. So, this is one of the best kits to have come out recently, period. Sold out online, I am not surprised. I don't own it yet, but I need to get it. I just got Vashtor. Demon Prince on the new one is honestly next up, and then probably Angron. We'll see. This is one of the best kits that have come out recently. This guy, like, every way, shape, and form, ultra detailed, ultra, like, high resolution, very, like, just an excellent kit. Look at that sword, dude. how they're able to get the symbols or whatever like carved into the center. That is S tier. His face is X tier, S tier. Excuse me. Even the whipping S tier. The tail, they did really good on the tail. I mentioned a bunch of times, but it's easy to fuck up a tail. Nope, they did really good here. Do they have different tails? Let's see. Does that one? I guess you can't really tell. Ooh, look at the detail work on the claw, on the backpack. By the way, this guy is one of the best backpacks in all of Warhammer, at least for a Space Marine. Like, it's way up there. I actually, truthfully, it's kind of silly. I actually like the non-winged, or like the foot version better than the winged version. That said, I'm being crazy. The wings are like 10 out of 10. These are some of the best wings GW's made yet. You got a thing too, so they have multiple faces, so 100% you can give them a Khorne face. I'll actually pull it up here in a second. Let's see though, we got some people pitching in. Rules-wise, what do you prefer, the Hellbrute or the Forgefiend? Hands down Forgefiend, times 10. The Hellbrute is okay, he's kind of pricey, he's like 155 points or something. While it gives you some shooting, it's not that much shooting. The only way you're going to get your points worth out of the Hellbrute is if people shoot you first, and a smart opponent may or may not shoot you, or they're only going to shoot you if they know they can wipe it out. Forgefiend, he can shoot any and everything. He has a lot of the firepower. He's got Blast. Do not underestimate Blast Bradley. That is a big deal. A 10-man possessed squad of Forgefiend is going to chew through it like butter. So Forgefiend, hands down. Legit, I'm not trying to like promote myself too much, but legit, check out my World Eaters review if you're interested in World Eaters. And then I also did a video, the best units for Chaos Space Marines. That also too would have a lot of details that would mostly apply to World Eaters. The special abilities change, but the profiles stay the same. So check out some of those videos. Francis says, for the Demon Prince, such a great kit. Torn on including a Prince, but I'll probably get one either way. Did you magnetize one? So I don't own this kit yet. If I did, I don't think you need to magnetize it. Maybe the wings. Maybe the wings. Can you magnetize the wings? Ooh, I bet you could. I would very strongly, highly try to figure out a way to magnetize those wings, though. Because that would be a big deal, so you can run them as either or. Otherwise, I don't think the loadout matters. At least modern day, in 10th edition, the loadout doesn't matter very much. Fired Oa says, GW have been getting better with modeling. I 100% agree with you. The modern, like, you could get the recent, like, Chaos Cultist kit. You compare that with the kit from 10 years ago, it's just better in every way, shape, or form. Better at the Jakhals. The Jakhals kit would blow any other kit GW made from a decade or further ago. There's not a single one I can think of off the top. I'm sure there's a few. But yeah, basically blow everything out of the water. Modern GW makes me proud to play 40k or whatever. I'm like very happy I collect this. Let's see. So they do have some better pictures of the Prince. Like you can even see it's in my history. I do prepare somewhat for these videos. Somewhat. Some of these are sick. Yeah, this was the one I love. Like, the Khorne face is sick as hell, dude. That and painted red, like, looks so good. This is such a fun kit. I super need to get it. I'm kind of sad I don't already have it. I'm kind of broke at the moment or whatever, but next payday, yeah, I'll probably get this kit. Slaanesh is gross or whatever when we're talking World Eaters, but still pretty sick. I was going to say, too, they got, like, 2 Khorne ones. I actually like this face better. I think it's, let's see. Yeah, I like this face the most, personally. But there is also this one. This one's also, like, I didn't even know they had this one until I found this article or whatever. That one is, like, pretty fucking awesome. Maybe this is, like, the undivided face, I guess. I kind of like the sword, too. Yeah, actually, if I'm being real, I prefer the sword over the axe for sure. The Nurgle one's super sick, and painted this way as well. I know we're, like, talking Khorne, but I really like that Nurgle one, and silver is a really good look. Like, Iron Warriors, very good look for the, demons. And then, oh, that's cute, and doesn't make any sense. Got the Khorne one with, pink on it, which, yeah, again, alright, I'm being silly, I'm being funny or whatever. This is better than anything I could ever paint. And again, Khorne does not give a damn what they look like. Maybe he's not that into pink, but he wouldn't really care, man. As long as you're bringing him the skull tool, like, he don't care. God, yeah, the new kit is so good, dude. So good. I wonder, too, they must have, like, an AOS. Oh, okay, that would make perfect sense. Because AOS wouldn't have the backpack that I like so much. They would have a cool little, like, skull thingy. So that's pretty chill that they got that there. Let's see what other article they got. See if this shows anything different. Yeah, the new Demon Prince kit, though, I'm, like, absolutely infatuated with. I think, yet again, every millimeter is, like, excellent detail. There's not a thing wrong with this model at all. At all. Yeah. Ooh, look at that backpack. This is a better picture of the backpack. And this would be great if you do run it. So I would try, I'm not sure if there is a way, but I would try to magnetize it. So you can do them either foot or winged. By the way, too, some of you guys were asking about on the tabletop. The on-foot Demon Prince for World Eaters, one of the best versions of Demon Princes out there. He gives you a 4-up invol bubble. For infantry. So you put your Berserkers, your 8-bound, you put your entire army within 6 inches of this guy, your opponent's going to have a hell of a time chewing through him. So he is, he's really expensive, really expensive. I want to say like 220 points, but he's right on the edge of auto-include. So Bradley, you seem to be interested in the tabletop stuff. I do think a Demon Prince is definitely something worth consider. If you want to save some money, you can get the out-of-print version. That one looked really goofy. In fact, let's get on eBay real quick. That one does look goofy. Even when it was new, people knew it looked goofy. There should be a bunch on here. Let's see. I would assume there's a bunch. I want to see the box art. Yeah, okay, this might be a good example. They look wrong. They have terrible proportions or whatever. Look at how, like, silly that is. It's a terrible paint job, but... yeah, I think it's silly. Oh, look, 99 cents, guys. That's a pretty good deal right there. 15 bucks. Okay, 50 bucks. That's like the MSRP. Even like professionally painted. Look at how cartoony that is. So anyways, if you want to save some money, get the old kit. I have a bunch of these, which is kind of why I'm not in a rush for the new kit. Like, I already got a bunch of Demon Princes. It's just they're the ugly, stupid ones. I'd rather have the beautiful, handsome new ones. Again, the Khorne face is one of the better ones, and the Nurgle face. I'd say the Nurgle face is the best, then Khorne, then Slaanesh. The Tzeentch one's kind of dumb. I mean, I guess it's cool to have a bird head, but, yeah, maybe not to me. Again, this is definitely a kit I think is worth getting. Like, I think, yeah, if you don't already have one, you should go out and get it. So, he goes right up there. He even ekes out the Khorne Lore to Skulls, if I'm being honest. He belongs way up there. So, alright, we got a couple more people. Fired Oa says, I like the AOS head for Demon Prince. Maybe it's because I also play Night Lords. Okay, that would make sense. Are you talking about, is this the one you're talking about? What's the AOS head? Oh, or is it this one? I'm not too sure, but I'm kind of assuming this one. This one strikes me as, like, undivided, I feel like. Like, you could use that for any god. And this is genuinely my favorite head on there. I think it just looks sick. Like, it just looks cool. His eyebrows are freaking like claws. Like, come on, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's do a quick recap and see if there's anything we want to change or anything I did wrong here. Make them a little bigger. Alright, that's too big, we'll go like that. Alright. Angron, obviously first. Demon Prince, for sure. You go there. I love those Jakhals, guys. Especially after doing this video. Like, I am, like, in love with Jakhals. Makes me want to play World Eaters even more. So I think they deserve to stay up there. Kharn is pretty awesome. Ooh. I want to put the Lord above above him. It's a personal thing. Azrakh The Annihilator. That guy's so sick. In fact, alright, I'm going to put him up there. I know he's got the old school stuff, but that's like part of the charm. I really like that. I super duper want that model. Don't spend $100 on him or whatever, but he's up there. Mauler deserves to go up here. Ooh, Heldrake, as awesome as he is fantastic. He stays in S tier. I kind of think Berserkers still go higher. Berserkers, like, are very good. They're, like, a very good kit to have for infantry, at least. Master Executions, like I said, you just put a Khorne helmet on him, he'll go up a little higher. You know, I guess if we go by the kit from GW, we'll be nice. We'll put the Exalted Eightbound just a one up from bottom tier. Regular 8-bound, we went over it. They got some goofy stuff that kind of holds them back. Otherwise, there's nothing that wrong with the kit. They're still fun to put on the table. Will still be fun to paint. People will most certainly, like, notice them and point them out or whatever. Terminators, again, it's a great kit, like, overall, man. You can run them in your Chaos Space Marines. You can run them World Eaters, Thousand Suns. I know they got their own, but you could probably, like, argue that they could go in there. So anyways, Chaos Terminators, excellent kit to have. Yeah, man, I think I agree with all these. Do I put any higher? Absolute trash tier. I almost wish I could, like, throw them into the warp to never be seen again. Do not ever buy a spawn. Don't let me catch you buying a spawn. Don't bring up spawn. They're terrible. Predator, again, man, it's like generic and milquetoast, but it's actually really powerful for your army. So definitely, like, keep in mind a Predator. All right, and so I want to have a little fun with it. Why not? Let's look at what Forge World has for World Eaters. Let's see what they have for World Eaters, because they do still have some stuff for them. So let's take a look here. So these are the Red Butchers. Do they have any painted versions? Okay, no, they kind of got a painted version. Okay, right here, they got painted version. So, all right, hopefully you can tell from this picture. I'm sure it's like kind of small, and it is like low resolution. It's funny, man. Forge World's going to charge you $100, so more than a normal kit, for less detail. The thing that makes them awesome, and I do still love Forge World, don't get me wrong, is they're unique, so they're going to look way different. I think somebody mentioned it way earlier. These are the old scaling, so they're going to be way too small. So, I'll be honest, don't go out and buy this kit. It's not really worth it. But this gives you an idea of maybe what Red Butchers could be like in the future. Look, double axes, so that's pretty sick. I do like their helmets. Their helmets, they almost remind me of the Grey Knight Terminators, but like Cornish, which I enjoy. I like the very unique Chain Fist, although he has a very weird pose right there. There's a lot to like about these kits, but again, resin versus like plastic, you can even see it here. Those circles are like wobbly or whatever. They're not like perfect circles, so not the best detail. You can see it there. That's like really shallow detail right there. Unfortunately, as much as I love Forge World, they do have some issues. Now, I'm sure you can get some 3D printed, we never copy the real models, guys. That's terrible. Don't ever do that. But I'm sure you can get some counts as, wink wink, World Eaters Red Butchers that you could 3D print, that you could, like, scale to whatever size you want, in which case they would look sick. I do like those axes. They're not even chain axes. They're just, like, axes. Power axes, I guess they are. Let's see. Rampager Squad. These guys got goofy freaking faces. Look at that goofy ass face, man. You kind of look like a dwarf or something. And yet again, the scaling's all off. Don't buy this kit. I'm sorry, Forge World. I know I'm talking smack, but you know what that means? You need to refresh them, okay? You need to refresh these kits. Especially for World Eaters. They need all the kits they can get. Look at that sword. Just like a basic freaking like cutlass or whatever. There's nothing futuristic, nothing 30k-ish about that at all. I will say the knuckle, how he has like the spike knuckles, alright, that's kind of tight right there. But the rest of it, not so into. That thing's cool. Whatever that's called, the ball on chain or whatever. I do like that quite a bit. God, look how dumb those faces are. And the their proportions don't look right. I think, like, their arms feel kind of small and their heads feel kind of small compared to the rest. Let's see. Firedoa says, sadly, you can't even play them as you can only have one dual melee weapon Terminator. Ah, okay, that's a good point. Rule of cool. So you would, like a tournament, obviously you have to be careful. With your friends, you would just say, like, any friend, 100% is going to let you play them as Terminators, but that is a good point. WYSIWYG is definitely something. Hey, what's up, Thunder? Thunder says, looks like a great idea for a kit bash. Yeah, man, wouldn't that be fun to do the double axe kit bashing or whatever? Or just grab, like, their helmet, maybe grab their axe and that sort of stuff and use it on your real Terminators. I agree with you. I like the, this is one of my favorites. So for modern Forge World, like, I think modern Forge World needs to figure some stuff out to become popular again. But I do like the little, like, the little details that they'll let you add to your kits. So this is cool. For your Rhino, you can put cooler doors on there. Oh, God. This is, I hate the Primarch models. This is one of my least favorite ones. Again, everybody has their own taste or whatever. I think this one just, like, nah, man. There's something wrong with this one. Does have really good movement. He's, like, knocking off his buddy. The base is awesome. He's got, dead homies right there. Probably homies he himself killed, because Angron's an asshole. What is it I hate about this model? I think it's his face. His face is just, like, ew, dude. I will say that cloak is one of the better ones I've seen anywhere when it comes to, like, fur. Like, that looks like real freaking fur right there. Maybe, like, I can only imagine how much work would go into, like, fixing that because it's freaking resin. But that's one of the best cloaks I've ever seen ever. So I'll give him that. But the face is just dumb. He's not quite as, like, roided out as I would hope. I'd hope he's, like, swelling with Khorne energy or whatever. That's cool. You got dead Death Guard right there, so that's kind of interesting. The armor still has really good, like, detail work. That leg right there, the leg looks pretty sick. Let's see. All right. Banana Chip says, my boy Angron done dirty. Yeah, man, this is definitely needs a refresh. He's really small, too. I haven't seen this one, but I've seen some of the Primarchs in person. Way smaller than you imagine. They're freaking Primarch. They should be giant. The base would help with Angron, for sure. The base would help. But yeah, they done him dirty. Let's see. Firedoa says, that was the first Primarch model made by Forge World, showing its age, but you can see the inspiration for Demon Angron. That is interesting. Okay, so if this was the first one, I could see them still, like, trying to find their footing or whatever. That does make sense. Also, too, these axes need to be way bigger, in my opinion. This one's, like, okay size. This one's way too small. It needs to be giant. Also looks kind of basic, really. Like, I would think, okay, Khorne doesn't care about how intricate they are, but still, I would think they'd be a little more intricate. I am glad they changed it. Again, that cloak is phenomenal. That cloak is like 11 out of 10. That looks like real fur. But again, probably like ultra pain in the ass to actually get looking that way in person. That's cool too. They got the leather on the bottom side, so it's kind of like realistic in that regard. I do like that. Mr. Thunder says, non-demon Angron don't feel right. Yeah, man, I gotta agree with you. Yeah, just like something's off with them. I think one's worse. Is Fulgrim worse? Let's see. There's one that I hated even more. Okay, Fulgrim's not terrible. I really like that pose, actually. That actually is a pretty cool pose, and that armor is beautiful. His face is kind of dumb, though. He kind of looks like emo. Which one? There's one that looks terrible. I won't go through too many of them, but I know there's one that I really hated or whatever. I thought it was Fulgrim, but apparently not. Fired Oa says, with GW moving a lot of the resin models to plastic, I hope they might redo the Primarchs. Also, possibly remaking the Mark III Iron Armor would drain my wallet. Weakness of GW, their faces. Yes, I think they're doing better with the modern stuff, but yeah, GW's always struggled with the faces. I said it before in one of my other videos too, women's faces. They're the worst. Even the modern stuff isn't very good with women's faces. They all look like men, to me, or they look like way too like big or whatever. They need a little bit of work. I will say Sisters of Battle look really good, but even some of them like kind of look like dudes. So they need a little bit of work there. But the ultra modern stuff, the new does have like they're doing better on the faces. Old stuff though, especially Forge World, like yeah, that face kind of sucks. I agree with you too. I hope that they refresh the Primarch range. What I really want, I think a lot of people are done with resin. I myself am like pretty done with resin. I don't want to see resin anymore. It's really not that fun to work with. I would like it if Forge World moved on to like 3D printing themselves. I think that would be better, or start doing plastic, like really partner with GW and do like plastic or whatever, because it's pretty obvious that the plastic blows everything else out of the way, or out of the water, so that's kind of my wish is, yeah, get rid of the resin, start doing plastic, or 3D print it yourself. Now, this guy, excuse me guys, Kharn looks sicker than Angron, in my opinion, mostly because that helmet's pretty sick as hell. Let's see, they got a better picture of it. Oh, ew, okay. Doesn't look as good without the helmet. There we go. We got spinny version. I like this one way better. Pretty good movement right there. Okay, I'll admit the guy's falling off the edge, even with Angron, doesn't really look right. This one especially. Oh, okay, that is sick as hell though. So his arm just got chopped off. I thoroughly enjoy that. Oh, that's cool. And then the arm's like flying over there. All right, that's pretty sick. But otherwise, he literally looks like, I don't know, he's playing the, what it's called, the trust game or whatever. Like, do you trust me? All right, fall into my arms. He kind of looks like that. Not the best pose ever. But the base is excellent. I like that skull right there. And again, his pose is actually pretty cool. He's like mid-chop in movement. I like it. And that helmet, really cool. I'm sure it's not as cool in person, but I thoroughly enjoy that helmet. This is like the 30k version. So this is like before the heresy. Or maybe, excuse me, during the heresy, I should say. Ooh, alright, I do like a dead iron hand, though. I like a dead Space Marine, period, so... do remember, this is old scale, though, so look at, like, how bad the detail is on that. Oof, as much as I love it, the detail's still terrible. I'm sorry, Forge World. Let's see, do they got any other World Eaters worth looking at? Ooh, the Contemptor upgrade. Well, GW just screwed you over, Forge World. Nobody can play Contemptors right now, so good luck selling that. And then the helmets, those are kind of cool. The new ones from GW, way cooler than this one, but it's still kind of chill. He was free falling. Yeah. I think they could do better with the free fall, because he literally just looks like he's like I don't know, tipping over on his back or whatever. So, unfortunately, Forge World, man, sorry, man, it's 2023, man. Resin just doesn't hold up like it used to. There's a few models, yeah, the Kytan and the Decimator and all that sort of stuff. Like, I do like, oh, okay, there's one more, like, World Eater-ish model we need to look at. So let's, ooh, geesh. Alright, I was like, I don't want to look at 101, kids. Let's see, where was it? The Decimator, or not the Decimator, the, ooh, this is why I gotta look him up, because I forgot his name. The Scuttling guy, yeah, the, Blood Slaughterer. I love this model. I do own a couple of these. Like I mentioned way earlier, everything breaks on this guy. This guy is the most fragile model I've ever worked with, so it does kind of suck. His leg just snap right off, but the idea behind him is chill, and the head is really cool. I like that skull mask right there. And again, the idea behind them is chill. They're like scuttling little like murder machines or whatever. They're gonna scuttle right up to you and slice you into bits. It also got the friggin' harpoon, which who doesn't like a futuristic sci-fi harpoon? Like, it's pretty sick. Gives them like +2 to their charge, if I'm not mistaken. You can run them in Legends, but you can't run them on the table, unfortunately. Don't spend 177 bucks on this guy. Unfortunately, as cool as he is, do not drop 100 bucks on this guy. You probably won't even be able to use him. Like, he'll be kicked out of Legends by the time 11th edition comes around. So that's kind of sad. What's up, Slain Nurgle? Welcome to you, man. Unfortunately, you're kind of near the end, but glad you can make it, brother. I'll give you a quick overview before we do the outro here. Angron, obviously, top of the top. Demon Prince, obviously top of the top. Lord, Jakhals are going really high. Jakhals are one of the best kits, and then everything else should be obvious. Like every demon army ever, very top heavy when it comes to their rankings, so most of this army is S tier. We did think that the 8-bound, not the best ever, and then otherwise, you know, pretty standard stuff, I would think. I hate to say it, Slain Nurgle, but yeah, you're here at the very end. I am glad you make it. Luckily, you can watch it after. By the way, judging by your name, be sure you check out my Death Guard video on the same subject. I did that yesterday. Anyways, alright. Yeah, sorry, dude. Alright, my throat's going out. I need to take a shower and eat and all this stuff. Again, you guys have all been so amazing. These live streams are some of my favorite to do ever. Getting to bounce stuff off with you guys. I think I'm going to start branching out to non-chaos stuff. I asked yesterday what army to do next, and a lot of people said Tyranids. So, and I would love to look at Tyranids. In fact, screw it, let's take a quick look right here. I absolutely they're one of the coolest models in the game, or coolest factions in the game. Who doesn't like Tyranids? They're like a classic 40k army, so I think I will probably do these guys next. If you guys have different opinions or want to see a different army, either leave a comment or obviously leave in the chat or whatever, but let me know what armies you guys would like to see next. If there's any issues with the stream or things you guys think I can improve on, let me know. I am always happy to get feedback. I definitely, genuinely, I put it into my videos. People give me suggestions all the time. I try to use it. If you haven't already, do please consider liking and subscribing. At least give a thumbs up if you're enjoying the video or have enjoyed my videos. Again, it helps other people see them, so that does go a long way. Leave your comments, too. It helps the metrics, guys. So most of you should know by now, I reply to every comment, so if you ever have a question about a certain model or unit, or you want to know my opinion on something or whatever, you are very welcome to reach out to me. I will reply to every single one. Do consider, taking a look at my Patreon. Like I mentioned way earlier, Coffee and Pistachios, just joined yesterday. Coffee, if you're seeing this, dude, I love you, man. Thank you, dude. That means a lot to me, and that goes a long way. Link is in the description. Don't worry if you don't, guys. It's okay, but yeah, I do appreciate it. It helps me improve the channel, so pretty cool stuff. Anyways, let's see. Seeing what you guys have to say. Fired Oa says, for what limited units we got, they are all really good. I agree with you. Even the 8-bound that I wasn't super sold on, they're still excellent, dude. People still love them. Like I said, I've said it multiple times, but you're gonna finish painting your models, and then you're gonna pick them up and you're gonna stare at them for 10 minutes and ooh and ah over them. Plenty of kit bashing opportunities with every Chaos army. This is why I like Chaos the most. They're the most flavorful, the most unique. Not only rules wise and all that, but even on the tabletop, they look so cool. They just ooze flavor and detail. Even the Jakhals, man, even the lowly freaking crappy Jakhals stand out against every other army out there. again, man, I can't tell you enough how much I love these models. Like, I didn't know how much I like them until today. Firedoa says, sorry if I talked a lot. Dude, do not say that. No. None of you talked too much. In fact, like, no, my favorite part of doing these streams is getting to chat with you guys. And Fired, you were one of the better ones to talk to, so I do appreciate you coming in. Oh, you said this is my favorite faction of 40k. And that also plays into why I appreciate you chipping in, because you did have a bunch of, like, Khorne lore and, like, World Eater, like, bits that I myself didn't know about. So, nah, dude, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for pitching in. None of you guys ever think you're ever talking too much. That is not at all the case. Also, too, if I'm being real with you, it helps the metrics, so, no, you are always welcome to pitch in. I will, if I think you're talking too much, I'll let you know, okay? So, like, yeah, don't, no, you're always awesome. Banana, you said, great list, man. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. Banana, it was great seeing you again. I've seen a bunch of... damn it, John. Yeah, this is the ending. Be sure to rewind when we're done. I was hoping I'd see you here, but it's okay. I was just going to say, though, a lot of familiar faces today, guys. I appreciate you guys coming around. You all have been so great to me. Thunder, I've totally seen you a bunch of times. Banana, 100% remember you. Fired, of course I remember you. Francis, I remember you. Charlie K, you came to one of my first streams, if I'm not mistaken. So you've been around for a while. John, you've been one of my favorite subs. And your name stands out because your icon or whatever. I see you everywhere, John. I very much appreciate you. So glad I can tell you now, like, thank you, brother. If I'm missing anybody's name, I apologize if I didn't see it and didn't call you out. But really, like, every single one of you are helping make the channel what it is. Couldn't do it without you guys. Like I said, these streams are really fun. Let me know what army you guys want to see next. I mentioned it just a moment ago, probably Tyranids. After Tyranids, I was kind of thinking Eldar. Because I want to do armies I, like, don't play and haven't really played before. That way I don't let my, like, internal biases or whatever get in the way. I can go off, like, truly what I think they look like or whatever. So I kind of think Eldar would be a fun one to do. Also helps, too, they're kind of prissy, so I get to make fun of them a lot for not being chaos enough. Although Avatar Arcane, that's such a cool fucking model, man. I want to run that thing in an instant. Hell, kitbash this as a Demon Prince, or say, like, some CSM Legion hijacked their Avatar Arcane statue and turn it into a chaos thing. You could have some fun with that sort of stuff. Let's see, anybody else? John said, a stray dog strolled up to your house, so currently trying to find his owner. Love the channel, keep up the great work. Oh, damn, dude. Yeah, best of luck, find the owner. Definitely don't want to, like, steal somebody's dog on accident. Dude, speaking of, I get so annoyed when, not with dogs, like, that's different. When people say, oh, yeah, I found this cat, and he became my cat. This cat was lost and stranded in my backyard. It's like, no, it wasn't, dude. You just stole somebody's cat. That cat was just, like, exploring your backyard, and you fucking stole it, dude. Like, put it back out. So, it doesn't apply to dogs as much. Dogs are smart enough to go back home, but cats, dude, like, don't, and let that be a lesson, y'all. Another life lesson from Fat Archon. Don't be stealing people's cats. If it comes across every single day and you, like, start feeding it, alright, then you can take it. But if you just run across, like, because I've met people who did that. They stole a cat and they wouldn't let it outside or whatever. I'm like, you're a terrible person, man. Somebody's probably looking for that kitty. Let's see. Mondragon. Oh, yeah, Mondragon, thank you for being here. Totally remember you. Thank you for the World Eater content. No problem at all, man. World Eaters really are, like, they're up there for my favorite legions. I like Iron Warriors the most. Red Corsairs, probably second place. World Eaters, maybe, could be third place. I'm not so sure. I won't publicly say. Third place is all of them. There we go. Third place is all of them. Yeah, no, they're way up there. Khorne does have some of the best lore, man. Like, who doesn't like freaking Khorne? Can we find, like, a drawing of Khorne? Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is such a... I love that artwork. Show it to me again, you bastard. Yeah, this one's a classic as well. I really like this one. This is from the, what's the book they put out in, like, 1989 or whatever? Oh, damn it, I'm having a bad... Oh, maybe it's not from that. But either way, this reminds me of the old school Chaos stuff, which I loved. Let's see, what else? Banana says, Eldar's big guys look awesome, though they're a bit weird in general. I do like Eldar. Like, I did have an Eldar army, actually, in 8th. but it was just a small one. I didn't get that into them. But anyways, I haven't played them like that much. They do got pretty cool look to them, man. Like they fit the sleek and fast look. Ooh, look at how chill that is. God, I love the art, man. Everything about 40k, so easy to fall in love with. By the way, some of my coworkers have been like watching the channel lately or whatever. Hope you're here, Sean. And so I converted one of them. One of them said he wants to play 40k. So I've been trying to, we need to figure out what army he wants to play. I told him you need to look at like everything before you decide. Let's see. Fired says, your guides and unit rule reviews have been really great. Found you by your Chaos Knight index list and have been loving your vids since. Thank you, Fired. One of the things, I've been trying to put out videos for the lesser played armies. Or like armies I don't think as many people love. Ooh, this is like a classic too. The map of the Chaos Realm or whatever. I love this thing. So look at it. But like Leagues of Votann, I want to make sure I got out there. World Eaters, I feel like they're kind of popular, but they're so new, they don't have that much stuff or whatever. So anyways, yeah, I've been trying to get content out there so that anybody who plays any army still has something to fall back on. So I appreciate you saying that. John agrees. Don't steal cats. Yes, definitely very much. Fired says, my cat is too much of an explorer. Found her on the roof of a house on the other side of the road. Dude, my cat used to do that all the time too. She was a dumbass. She'd get caught on the roof, and I'd come out and she'd just be like meowing her brains out because she couldn't like get off the roof or she's too afraid of it. So what, man? I used to have like grab a ladder, go up on the roof, and like coax her over to me. Yeah, dude, my cat used to do that too. By the way, I'm a cat fanatic. Don't worry, I don't have like 8 cats with me or whatever, but yeah, I love cats inside and out. Who doesn't love some pussy? Yeah, I'm all about it. Banana says, if you want a cat, go to a lake and grab a goose. Dude, geese are kind of assholes. I'd be careful about grabbing any geese out there. Although I would love to fuck with a goose because I hate them with all the passion in my heart. When I was a little kid, so there's a VHS of this. Dude, to this day, if you were to show me that VHS, I'd get like tears in my eye. As a little kid, my aunt had a farm. I used to live on a farm or whatever. And I had a cookie, and a fucking gaggle of geese, like 7 or 8 geese, come up to me. And I'm like 5 years old, dude. They come up to me, and they're like a gang. They come up around me, and they start like harassing me, and they steal my fucking cookie, dude. And to this day, I like, alright, this is like random story. Anybody who knows geese know that they are assholes. They're like not afraid of people, dude. They'll like block you. They like get in your way. Like geese are freaking jerks. I don't put up with that shit, dude. Since that VHS, since like remembering that shit, you try me, Goose. I will fuck you up, dude. Yeah, dude, when they get on the sidewalk or whatever, I'm like, oh, let's bring it, man. Like, I've been waiting for this day. And I swear, they can like sense it. They know I'm not playing around and they get out of the way. So, another weird factoid about Fat Archon. Loves cats, hates fucking geese. They're terrible animals. I hate them. By the way, if you look inside their mouth, they have the scariest teeth ever, dude. In fact, alright, let me show you. Goose mouth or goose teeth, dude. They're freaking like something out of 40k or whatever. It's creepy as hell. Yeah, look at that, dude. They got, well, okay, this isn't even the best picture. Well, the other ones were looking cooler. Goose mouth, I guess. Dude, look at that. Look at how creepy that is. They got freaking teeth on their tongue. But still, Fat Archon don't care, man. I will knock you the fuck out. Anyway, I'm getting, yeah. Can you tell I was emotionally scarred as a child because of this damn geese, dude? And again, man, they're jerks. That's why I'm trying to help the world by getting rid of assholes. Let's see. Bro, set your cats to attack those geese. Amen, Banana. Although, man, geese really, dude, they'd probably mess up a cat. Like, I don't know. I'd be kind of afraid. Francis says they needed cookies for the cookie throne. Dude, they probably were followers of Khorne. Like, yeah, okay. Of any god that geese would follow, 100%. It'd probably be Khorne. I could see some people say Slaanesh. Nah, dude, at heart, they're little murderers. I'm sure they, like, mess with, like, mice and stuff. I'm sure they just, like, torture other animals because they're such jerks. They are in real life nurglings, poop everywhere, too. Ah, okay, touche. They definitely poop everywhere. What is that, you? My cat brings back dead pigeons. We have a German Shepherd lives in my road and is scared of her. Dude, that's how my cat was. My cat, I named her Angel. And that was like the farthest from the truth, or the worst name I ever could have named my cat. She was not an angel. What I loved, though, so she loved me. Me and her had a special little connection, but everybody else, and especially the dog, she hated, and she let them know they were hated. Dude, look at how creepy that is. Like, if you guys didn't know, yeah, geese have, like, the scariest mouth on the planet. Don't think geese follow Khorne? Geese are Khorne. Okay, I could totally agree with that. Dude, alright, is there a bloody goose? Bloody goose. There's gotta be, yep. Who knew? Who knew there'd be multiple pictures of geese with blood all over them? Huh. Weird little coincidence there, right? Khorne is a giant goose, dude. Now I need to, like, hire an artist to make me a goosey, goose Khorne. It's a bloody goose. Okay, anyway. Geese for the geese god. Alright. So, I do need to eat. I haven't eaten yet. Like I said, let me know what you guys want to see next. Do leave a thumbs up. If somebody else is watching this in the future and you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. I love you guys. White geese follow the Heresy World Eater paint scheme with the blood. They very much do. That's actually a good point. Bro, let's get some fried geese for lunch. Can you eat geese? Dude, if you can eat geese, like, yeah, you can. What is that really fancy French food? It's not filet mignon. Anyways, they got, like, the fat, ooh, and actually, that makes me feel better. Because don't they, like, they tie up the goose so it can't move, and then they fatten it up so its liver gets really fat, and then they eat it? Ooh, I need to get me some of that, because screw geese, dude. Alright, anyways, yeah, this was a fun stream. This is why I've been doing them. I love them so much. I'm planning on doing them every weekend. So if you guys want to stop by on weekends, man, I should have the stream up. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get back to the regular content, the regular, like, pre-recorded videos. I need to do some more army reviews. I think I'm going to do, like, 40k news and stuff, like, just, like, updates on how the community's going, maybe, like, once a week or something. Basically, I want to spread my wings, start covering more than just, like, the chaos stuff, even though I do already cover more than just chaos, but anyways, hoping to grow the channel. Yummy, yeah, geese is delicious. Let's, yeah, if we ever hang out, guys, we'll get some fried geese. Anyways, guys, appreciate y'all, thanks again for coming around. Had a hoot today, so this was really fun. As always, reach out if you need anything. Check out the Patreon. You're welcome to email me, thefatarchon@gmail.com. I will never, like, shut you out from, oh, you're not a patron? No, I'm not helping you. Like, I won't do that or nothing. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Good luck on the table, and hopefully I see you next weekend.